Act 1 of The Devil is an Ass by Ben Jonson. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Dramatis Personae.
Satan, the Great Devil. Read by Alan Mapstone.
Pug, the Less Devil. Read by Sonia.
Iniquity, the Vice. Read by Nemo.
Fabian Fitzdottrel, a Squire of Norfolk. Read by Tomas
PeterMeercraft,
The Projector.
read by Hamlet.
Everall,
His Champion.
read by Algy
PugWittipol, a young gallant. Read by ToddHWEustace Manly, his friend. Read by Chuck Williamson.
Engine, a broker. Read by Rob Board.
Trains, the Projector's Man. Read by Jason in Panama.
Thomas Gilthead, a goldsmith. Read by Caleb Toll.
Plutarchus,
His Son.
read by Eva DavisSir
Paul Eitherside, a lawyer and justice. Read by Beth
ThomasAmbler, Gentle-Usher to Lady Tailbush. Read by Kurt.
Sledge, a smith, the constable. Read by Joseph Tabler.
Shackles, keeper of Newgate. Read by Bruce Kachuk.
Mrs. Frances Fitzdottrel. Read by Sandra Schmidt.
Lady Eitherside, read by Leanne YauLady
Lady Tailbush, the Lady Projectress. Read by Linda Olsen
FitakPitfall, her woman. Read by Abai.
Sergeant, read by Roger Moline.
Keeper 1, read by Victor Villarraza.
Keeper 2, read by Adriana SacciottoKeeper.
Keeper 3, read by T.J. Burns.
Keeper 4, read by Owen Cook.
Stage Directions, read by Sawasawaya.
Stage Directions, read by Elizabeth Martinson.
Scene, London. Prologue. The Devil is an Ass. That is today the name of what you are met for, a new play. Yet, grandees, would you were not come to grace our matter with allowing us no place. Though you presume Satan a subtle thing, and may have heard he's worn in a thumb ring, do not on these presumptions force us act in compass of a cheese trencher. This tract will ne'er admit our vice because of yours. Anon, who worse than you the fault endures that yourselves make, when you will thrust and spurn, and knock us on the elbows and bid turn, as if, when we had spoke, we must be gone, or, till we speak, must all run in to one, like the young adders at the old one's mouth. Would we could stand due north, or had no south, if that offend, or were Muscovy glass, that you might look our scenes through as they pass. We know not how to affect you. If you'll come to see new plays, pray you afford us room, and show this but the same face you have done your dear delight, the Devil of Edmonton. Or, if for want of room it must miscarry, 'twill be but justice that your censure tarry till you give some, and when 6 times you have seen it, if this play do not like, the devil is in it. Act 1, Scene 1. Enter Satan and Pug.
Ho, 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 ho. To earth? And why to earth, thou foolish spirit? What wouldst thou do on earth?
For that, great chief, as time shall work, I do but ask my month, which every petty puny devil has. Within that term The court of hell will hear something may gain a longer grant, perhaps.
Or what? The laming of a poor cow or two? Entering a sow to make her cast her farrow? Or crossing of a market woman's mare twixt this and Tottenham? These were wont to be your main achievements, Pug. You have some plot now upon a tunning of ale to stale the yeast or keep the churn so that the butter come not, spite of the housewife's cord or her hot spit, or some good rebibe about Kentish town or Hogston you would now hang for a witch because she will not let you play round robin. And you'll go sour the citizens' cream gainst Sunday, that she may be accused for it and condemned by a Middlesex jury to the satisfaction of their offended friends, the Londoners' wives, whose teeth were set on edge wi' it. Foolish fiend, stay in your place, know your own strength, and put not beyond the sphere of your activity. You are too dull a devil to be trusted forth in those parts, Pug, upon any affair that may concern our name on earth. It is not everyone's work. The state of hell must care whom it employs in point of reputation here about London. You would make, I think, an agent to be sent for Lancashire, proper enough, or some part of Northumberland, so you had good instructions, Pug.
Oh, Chief, you do not know, dear Chief, what there is in me. Prove me but for a fortnight, for a week, and lend me but a vice to carry with me, to practise there with any playfellow, and you will see there will come more upon it than you'll imagine, precious Chief.
What vice? What kind wouldst thou have it of?
Why, any. Fraud, or covetousness, or Lady Vanity, or old Iniquity.
I'll call him hither.
Enter Iniquity.
What is he calls upon me, and would seem to lack a vice? Ere his words be half spoken, I am with him in a trice. Here, there, and everywhere, as the cat is with the mice. True, Vetus iniquitous, lack'st thou cards, friend, or dice? I will teach thee to cheat, child, to cog, lie, and swagger, and ever and anon to be drawing forth thy dagger, to swear by Gog's nones, like a lusty Juventus, in a cloak to thy heel, and a hat like a penthouse, thy breeches of 3 fingers, and thy doublet all belly, with a wench that shall feed thee with cockstones and jelly.
Is it not excellent, Chief? How nimble he is!
Child of hell, this is nothing. I will fetch thee a leap from the top of Paul's steeple to the Standard in Cheap, and lead thee a dance through the streets without fail, like a needle of Spain with a thread at my tail. We will survey the suburbs, and make forth our sallies down Petticoat Lane, and up the smock alleys, to Shoreditch, Whitechapel, and so to St. Catherine's, to drink with a Dutch there, and take forth their patterns. From thence we will put in at Custom House Key there, and see how the factors and prentices play there, false with their masters, and geld many a full pack, to spend it in pies at the Dagger and the Woolsack.
Brave, brave Iniquity! Will not do this, Chief?
Nay, boy, I will bring thee to the bawds and the roysters, at Billinsgate feasting with claret wine and oysters. From thence shoot the bridge, child, to the Cranes and the Vintry, and see there the gimblets, how they make their entry. Or, if thou hadst rather to the Strand down to fall, 'gainst the lawyers come dabbled from Westminster Hall, and mark how they cling with their clients together, like ivy to oak, so velvet to leather. Ha, boy, I would show thee.
Rare, rare.
Peace, dotard, and thou more ignorant thing that so admirest. Art thou the spirit thou seem'st? So poor to choose this for a vice to advance the cause of hell, now as vice stands its present year? Remember what number it is, 616. Had it but been 500, though some 60 above, that's 50 years agone and 6, when every great man had his vice stand by him in his long coat, shaking his wooden dagger. I could consent that then this your grave choice might have done that with his Lord Chief, the which most of his chamber can do now. But, Pug, as times are, who is it will receive you? What company will you go to, or who mix with? Where canst thou carry him, except to taverns, to mount upon a joint stool with a Jew's trump, to put down Coakley, and that must be to citizens? He ne'er will be admitted there, where Venner comes. He may perchance, in tale of a sheriff's dinner, skip with a rhyme on the table from New Nothing, and take his Almain leap into a custard, shall make the Lady Mayoress and her sisters laugh all their hoods over their shoulders. But this is not that will do. They are other things that are received now upon earth for vices, stranger and newer, and changed every hour. They ride them like their horses, off their legs, and here they come to hell, whole legions of them, every week tired. We still strive to breed and rear up new ones, but they do not stand. When they come there, they turn them on our hands, and it is feared they have a stud of their own, will put down ours. Both our breed and trade will suddenly decay, if we prevent not, unless it be a vice of quality or fashion now. They take none from us. Carmen are got into the yellow starch, and chimney sweepers to their tobacco and strong waters hum Meath and O'Barney. We must therefore aim at extraordinary subtle ones now, when we do send to keep us up in credit, not old iniquities. Get you e'en back, sir, to making your rope of sand again. You are not for the manner nor the times. They have their vices there, most like to virtues. You cannot know them apart by any difference. They wear the same clothes, eat the same meat, sleep in the self-same beds, ride in those coaches, or very like 4 horses in a coach, as the best men and women. Tissue gowns, garters and roses, 80 pound a pair, embroidered stockings, cut-work smocks and shirts, more certain marks of lechery now and pride than e'er they were of true nobility.
Exit iniquity.
But, Pug, since you do burn with such desire to do the commonwealth of hell some service, I am content, assuming of a body, you go to earth and visit men a day. But you must take a body ready-made, Pug. I can create you none. Nor shall you form yourself an airy one, but become subject to all impression of the flesh you take, so far as human frailty. So, this morning there is a handsome cut-purse hanged at Tyburn, whose spirit departed, you may enter his body. For clothes, employ your credit with the hangman, or let our tribe of brokers furnish you. And look how far your subtlety can work through those organs with that body, spy amongst mankind. You cannot there want vices, and therefore the less need to carry them with you. But as you make your soon at night's relation, and we shall find it merits from the state, you shall have both trust from us and employment.
Oh, most gracious chief.
Only thus more I bind you, to serve the first man that you meet, and him I'll show you now. Observe him, yon is he.
Shows him Fitzdottrel coming out of his house at a distance.
You shall see first after your clothing. Follow him, but once engaged, there you must stay and fix, not shift until the midnight's cock do crow.
Any conditions to be gone.
Away then.
Exeunt severally. Scene 2. The street before Fitzdottrel's house. Enter Fitzdottrel.
Aye, they do now name Brent Nor, as before they talked of Gresham, and of Dr. Foreman, Franklin, and Fisk, and Savoury. He was in too. But there's not one of these that ever could yet show a man the devil in true sort. They have their crystals, I do know, and rings, and virgin parchment, and the dead men's skulls, their ravens' wings, their lights, and pentacles, with characters. I have seen all these, but... oh, would I might see the devil! I would give 100 of these pictures to see him once out of picture. May I prove a cuckold, and that's the one main mortal thing I fear, if I begin not now to think that painters have only made him, so that he would be seen one time or other else. He would not let an ancient gentleman, of as good a house as most are now in England, the Fitzdottrels, run wild and call upon him thus in vain, as I have done this 12-month. If he be not at all, why are there conjurers? If they be not, why are there laws against them? The best artists of Cambridge, Oxford, Middlesex, and London, Essex, and Kent, I have had in pay to race him these 50 weeks, and yet he appears not. 'Sdeath, I shall suspect that they can make circles only shortly, and know but his hard names. They do say he will meet a man of himself that has a mind to him. If he would so, I have a mind and a half for him. He should not be long absent. Prithee come, I long for thee, and I were with child by him, and my wife too, I could not more. Come yet, good Beelzebub. Were he a kind devil, and had humanity in him, he would come, but to save one's longing. I should use him well, I swear it with respect. Would he would try me, not if the conjurers do, when they have raised him. Get him in bonds, and send him post on errands 1,000 miles. It is preposterous that, and I believe it's the true cause he comes not, and he has reason. Who would be engaged that might live freely as he may do? I swear they are wrong all. The burnt child dreads the fire. They do not know to entertain the devil. I would so welcome him. Observe his diet. Get him his chamber hung with arras, 2 of them, in my own house. Lend him my wife's wrought pillows. And as I am an honest man, I think, if he had a mind to her too, I should grant him, to make our friendship perfect. So I would not to every man. If he but hear me now, and should come to me in a brave young shape, and take me at my word.
Enter Pug, handsomely shaped and apparelled.
Ha! Who is this?
Sir, your good pardon that I thus presume upon your privacy. I am born a gentleman, a younger brother, but in some disgrace now with my friends, and want some little means to keep me upright while things be reconciled. Please you to let my service be of use to you, sir.
Fitzdottrel aside.
Service? The hell, My heart was at my mouth till I had viewed his shoes well, for those roses were big enough to hide a cloven foot. No, my friend, my number's full. I have one servant, who is my all, indeed, and from the broom unto the brush, for just so far I trust him. He is my wardrobe man, my caterer, cook, butler, and steward, looks unto my horse, and helps to watch my wife. He has all the places that I can think on, from the garret downwards, even to the manger, and the currycomb.
Sir, I shall put your worship to no charge, more than my meat, and that but very little. I'll serve you for your love.
Oh, without wages? Oh, I'd hearken out that here were I at leisure. But now I am busy. Prithee, friend, forbear me. And thou hast been a devil. I should say somewhat more to thee. Thou dost hinder now my meditations.
Sir, I am a devil.
How?
A true devil, sir.
Nay, now you lie. Undo your favour, friend, for I'll not quarrel. I looked on your feet afore. You cannot cozen me. Your shoes not cloven, sir. You are whole hoofed.
Sir, that's a popular error, deceives many. But I am that I tell you.
What's your name?
My name is Devil, sir.
Say'st thou true?
Indeed, sir.
Sledge, there's some omen in this. What countryman?
Of Derbyshire, sir, about the peak.
That hole belonged to your ancestors?
Yes, the devil's ours, sir.
Fitzdottrel, aside.
I'll entertain him for the namesake, and turn away my t'other man, and save £4 a year by that. There's luck and thrift, too. The very devil may come hereafter as well. Friend, I receive you, but withal I acquaint you aforehand, if you offend me, I must beat you. It is a kind of exercise I use, and cannot be without.
Yes, if I do not offend, you can, sure.
Faith, devil, very hardly. I'll call you by your surname, 'cause I love it.
Enter behind, Engine with a cloak on his arm, Whitipol and Manly.
Yonder he walks, sir. I'll go lift him for you.
To him, good Engine. Raise him up by degrees, gently, and hold him there too. You can do it. Show yourself now a mathematical broker.
I'll warrant you for half a piece.
'Tis done, sir.
Engine goes to Fitzdottrel and takes him aside.
Is it possible there should be such a man?
You shall be your own witness. I'll not labour to tempt you past your faith.
And is his wife so very handsome, say you?
I have not seen her since I came home from travel, and they say she is not altered. Then, before I went, I saw her once. But so, as she hath struck still in my view, no object hath removed her.
'Tis a fair guest, friend, beauty. And once lodged deep in the eyes, she hardly leaves the inn. How does he keep her?
Very brave. However himself sordid, he is sensual that way. In every dressing he does study her.
And furnish forth himself so from the brokers?
Yes, that's a hired suit he now has on, to see the devil is an ass to-day in. This Engine gets £3 or £4 a week by him. He dares not miss a new play or a feast, what rate soever clothes be at, and thinks himself still new, in other men's old.
But stay, does he love meat so?
Faith, he does not hate it. But that's not it. His belly and his palate would be compounded with for reason. Marry, a wit he has, of that strange credit with him, 'gainst all mankind. And as it doth make him do just what it list, it ravishes him forth whither to please, to any assembly or place, and would conclude him ruined should he scape one public meeting, out of the belief he has of his own great and catholic strengths in arguing and discourse. It takes, I see, He has got the cloak upon him.
Fitzdottrel, after saying on the cloak,
A fair garment, by my faith, engine.
It was never made, sir, for £60, I assure you. 'Twill yield 30. The plush, sir, cost £3 10s a yard, and then the lace and velvet.
I shall, engine, be looked at prettily in it. Art thou sure the play is played today?
Oh, here's the bill, sir. I'd forgotten to give it you.
He gives him the playbill.
Ha! The devil! I will not lose you, Sarah. But, engine, think you the gallant is so furious in his folly, so mad upon the matter, that he'll part with his cloak upon these terms?
Trust not your engine. Break me to pieces, else, as you would do a rotten crane or an old rusty jack that has not one true wheel in him. Do but talk with him.
I shall do that, to satisfy you, engine, and myself too.
Comes forward.
With your leave, gentlemen, which of you is it is so mere idolater to my wife's beauty, and so very prodigal unto my patience, that, for the short parley of one swift hour's quarter with my wife, he will depart with, let me see, this cloak here, the price of folly? Sir, are you the man?
I am that venturer, sir.
Good time. Your name is Whitipol?
The same, sir.
And 'tis told me you have travelled lately?
That I have, sir.
Truly, your travels may have altered your complexion, but sure your wit stood still.
It may well be, sir. All heads have not like growth.
The good man's gravity that left you land, your father, never taught you these pleasant matches.
No, nor can his mirth, with whom I make them, put me off.
You are resolved, then?
Yes, sir.
Beauty is the saint. You'll sacrifice yourself into the shirt, too?
So I may still clothe and keep warm your wisdom.
You laid me, sir.
I know what you will bear, sir.
Well, to the point. 'Tis only, sir, you say, to speak unto my wife?
Only to speak to her.
And in my presence?
In your very presence.
And in my hearing?
In your hearing, so you interrupt us not.
For the short space you do demand, the fourth part of an hour, I think I shall, with some convenient study, and this good help to boot.
Shrugs himself up in the cloak.
Bring myself to it.
I ask no more.
Please you, walk toward my house, and speak what you list. That time is yours. My right I have departed with, but not beyond a minute or a second look for. Length and drawing out may advance much to these matches, and I accept all kissing. Kisses are silent petitions still with willing lovers.
Lovers! How falls that of your fantasy?
Sir, I do know somewhat. I forbid all lip work.
I am not eager at forbidden dainties. Who covets unfit things denies himself.
You say well, sir. It was prettily said, that same. He does indeed. I'll have no touches, therefore, nor takings by the arms, nor tender circles cast about the waist, but all be done at distance. Love is brought up with those soft, mignard handlings. His pulse lies in his palm, and I defend all melting joints and fingers. That's my bargain. I do defend them anything like action. But talk, sir, what you will. Use all the tropes and schemes that Prince Quintilian can afford you, and much good do your rhetoric's heart. You are welcome, sir.
Opens the door of his house.
Engine, God be with you.
Sir, I must condition to have this gentleman by, a witness.
Well, I am content, so he be silent.
Yes, sir.
Come, devil, I'll make you room straight, but I'll shew you first to your mistress, who's no common one, you must conceive, that brings its gain to see her. I hope thou'st brought me good luck.
I shall do it, sir.
They all enter the house. Scene 3. A room in Fitzdottrel's house. Enter Whitipol, Manly, and Engine.
Engine, you hope of your half-piece? 'Tis there, sir. Begone.
Exit Engine.
Friend Manly, who's within here? Fixed?
Knocks him on the breast.
I am directly in a fit of wonder what will be the issue of this conference.
For that, ne'er vex yourself till the event. How like you him?
I would fain see more of him.
What think you of this?
I am past degrees of thinking. Old Afric and the New America, with all their fruit of monsters, cannot show so just a prodigy.
Could you have believed, without your sight, a mind so sordid inward should be so spacious, and laid forth abroad with all the show that ever shop or where was?
I believe anything now, though I confess his vices are the most extremities I ever knew in nature. But why loves he the devil so?
Oh, sir, for hidden treasure he hopes to find, and has proposed himself so infinite a mass as to recover. He cares not what he parts with of the present to his men of art, who are the race may coin him. Promise gold mountains, and the covetous are still most prodigal.
But have you faith that he will hold his bargain?
Oh, dear sir, he will not off on't. Fear him not. I know him. One baseness still accompanies another. See, he is here already, and his wife too.
A wondrous handsome creature, as I live.
Enter Fitzdottrel with Mrs. Francis, his wife.
Come, wife, this is the gentleman. Oh, nay, blush not.
Why, what do you mean, sir? Have you your reason?
Wife, I do not know that I have lent it forth to anyone, at least without a pawn, wife, or that I have ate or drunk the thing of late that should corrupt it. Wherefore, gentle wife, obey. It is thy virtue. Hold no acts of disputation.
Are you not enough to talk of feasts and meetings, but you'll still make argument for fresh?
Why, careful, Wedlock. If I have a longing to have one tail more go of me, what is that to thee, dear heart? Why shouldst thou envy my delight, or cross it by being solicitous, when it not concerns thee?
Yes, I have share in this. The scorn will fall as bitterly on me, where both are laughed at.
Laughed at, sweet bird? Is that the scruple? Come, come, thou art a niece. Which of your great houses, I will not mean at home here, but abroad, your family's in France, wife, send not forth something within the 7 year, may be laughed at? I do not say 7 months, nor 7 weeks, nor 7 days, nor hours, but 7 year, wife. I give them time. Once within 7 year, I think they may do something may be laughed at. In France, I keep me there still. Wherefore, wife, let them that list laugh still, rather than weep for me. Here is a cloak cost £50, wife, which I can sell for 30, when I have seen all London in it, and London has seen me. Today I go to the Blackfriars playhouse, sit in the view, salute all my acquaintance, rise up between the acts, let fall my cloak, publish a handsome man, and a rich suit, as that's a special end why we go thither. All that pretend to stand for it on the stage. The ladies ask, "Who's that?" For they do come to see us, love, as we do to see them. Now I shall lose all this for the false fear of being laughed at? Yes, wuss. Let them laugh, wife. Let me have such another cloak tomorrow, and let them laugh again, wife, and then grow fat with laughing, and then fatter. All my young gallants, let 'em bring their friends too. Shall I forbid them? No, let heaven forbid them, or wit, if it have any charge on him. Come, thy ear, wife, is all I'll borrow of thee. Set your watch, sir. Thou only art to hear, not speak a word, dove, to aught he says. That I do give you in precept, no less than counsel on your wifehood, wife. Not though he flatter you, or make court, or love, as you must look for these, or say he rail. Whatever his arts be, wife, I will have thee delude them with a trick, thy obstinate silence. I know advantages, and I love to hit these pragmatic young men at their own weapons. Is your watch ready? Here my sail bears for you. Tag toward him, sweet pinnace.
He disposes his wife to her place.
Where's your watch?
I'll set it, sir, with yours.
Mrs. Fitzdottrel aside.
I must obey.
Her modesty seems to suffer with her beauty, and so if his folly were away, it were worth pity.
Now they are right. Begin, sir. But first, let me repeat the contract briefly. I am, sir, to enjoy this cloak I stand in, freely, and as your gift, upon condition you may freely speak here to my spouse, your quarter of an hour always keeping the measured distance of your yard or more from my said spouse, and in my sight and hearing. This is your covenant?
Yes, but you'll allow for this time spent now?
Set them so much back.
I think I shall not need it.
Well, begin, sir. There is your bounds, sir. Not beyond that rush.
If you interrupt me, sir, I shall discloak you. The time I have purchased, lady, is but short, and therefore, if I employ it thriftily, I hope I stand the nearer to my pardon. I am not here to tell you you are fair, or lovely, or how well you dress you, lady. I'll save myself that eloquence of your glass, which can speak these things better to you than I. And 'tis a knowledge wherein fools may be as wise as a court parliament. Nor come I with any prejudice or doubt that you should, to the notice of your own worth, need least revelation. She's a simple woman knows not her good, whoever knows her ill, and at all corrects. That you are the wife to so much blasted flesh as scarce hath soul instead of salt to keep it sweet, I think will ask no witnesses to prove. The cold sheets that you lie in, with the watching candle that sees, how dull to any thought of beauty, pieces and quarters, half and whole nights sometimes, the devil-given elfin squire, your husband, doth leave you, quitting here his proper circle, for a much worse, in the walks of Lincoln's Inn under the elms, to expect the fiend in vain there, will confess for you.
I did look for this jeer.
And what a daughter of darkness he does make you, locked up from all society or object. Your eye not let to look upon a face under a conjurer's, or some mould for one hollow and lean like his, but by great means as I now make. Your own too sensible sufferings without the extraordinary aids of spells or spirits may assure you, lady. For my part, I protest against all such practice. I work by no false arts, medicines, or charms to be said forward and backward.
No, I accept.
Sir, I shall ease you.
He offers to discloak him.
Mum.
Nor have I ends, lady, upon you, more than this, to tell you how love, beauty's good angel, he that waits upon her at all occasions, and, no less than fortune, helps the adventuress, in me makes that proffer, which never fair one was so fond to lose, who would but reach a hand forth to her freedom. On the first sight I loved you, since which time, though I have travelled, I have been in travail more for the second blessing of your eyes, which now I've purchased, than for all aims else. Think of it, lady. Be your mind as active as is your beauty. View your object well. Examine both my fashion and my years. Things that are like are soon familiar, and nature joys still in equality. Let not the sign of the husband fright you, lady, but ere your spring be gone, enjoy it. Flowers, though fair, are oft but of one morning. Think, all beauty doth not last until the autumn. You grow old while I tell you this, and such as cannot use the present are not wise. If love and fortune will take care of us, why should our will be wanting? This is all. What do you answer, lady?
Now the sport comes. Let him still wait, wait, while the watch goes and the time runs, wife.
How? Not any word? Nay, then I taste a trick in it. Worthy lady, I cannot be so false to my own thoughts of your presumed goodness, to conceive this as your rudeness, which I see imposed. Yet, since your catalyst jailer here stands by you, and you are denied the liberty of the house, let me take warrant, lady, from your silence, whichever is interpreted consent, to make your answer for you, which shall be to as good purpose as I can imagine, and what I think you'd speak.
No, 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 no.
I shall resume, sir.
Sir? What do you mean?
One interruption more, sir, and you go into your hose and doublet. Nothing saves you. And therefore hearken. This is for your wife.
You must play fair, sir.
Stand for me, good friend.
Sets Manly in his place and speaks for the lady.
Troth, sir, 'tis more than true that you have uttered of my unequal and so sordid match here, with all the circumstances of my bondage. I have a husband, and a two-legged one, but such a moonling as no wit of man or roses can redeem from being an ass. He's grown too much the story of men's mouths to scrape his lading. Should I make my study and lay always, yea, call mankind to help to take his burden off? Why, this one act of his, to let his wife out to be courted, and at a price, proclaims his asinine nature so loud, as I am weary of my title to him. But, sir, you seem a gentleman of virtue, no less than blood, and one that every way looks as if he were of too good quality to entrap a credulous woman, or betray her. Since you have paid thus dear, sir, for a visit, and made such venture on your wit and charge, merely to see me, or at most to speak to me, I were too stupid, or what's worse, ingrate, not to return your venture. Think but how I may with safety do it. I shall trust my love and honour to you, and presume you'll ever husband both against this husband, who, if we chance to change his liberal ears to other ensigns, and with labour make a new beast of him, as he shall deserve, cannot complain he is unkindly dealt with. This day he is to go to a new place, sir, from whence no fear, no, nor authority, scarcely the king's command, sir, will restrain him. Now you have fitted him with a stage garment, for the mere name's sake, were there nothing else, and many more such journeys he will make, which, if they now or any time thereafter offer us opportunity, you hear, sir, who'll be as glad and forward to embrace, meet, and enjoy it cheerfully, as you.
Shifts to his own place again.
I humbly thank you, lady.
Keep your ground, sir.
Will you be lightened?
Mum.
And but I am, by the said contract, thus to take my leave of you at this so envious distance. I had taught our lips ere this, to seal the happy mixture made of our souls. But we must both now yield to the necessity. Do not think yet, lady, but I can kiss, and touch, and laugh, and whisper, and do those crowning courtships too, for which day and the public have allowed no name. But now my bargain binds me. 'Twere rude injury to importune more, or urge a noble nature to what of its own bounty it is prone to. Else I should speak. But, lady, I love so well, as I will hope you'll do so too. I have done, sir.
Well, then I have won?
Sir, and I may win too.
Oh, yes, no doubt on't. I'll take careful order that she shall hang forth ensigns at the window to tell you when I am absent. I'll keep 3 or 4 footmen ready still of purpose to run and fetch you at her longings, sir. I'll go bespeak me straight a gilt carrock for her and you to take the errand. Yes, into Hyde Park, and thence into Blackfriars. This are the painters where you may see pictures, and note the properest limbs and how to make them. Or what do you say unto a middling gossip, to bring you I together at her lodging, under pretext of teaching of my wife some rare receipt of drawing almond milk, ha? It shall be a part of my care. Good sir, God be with you. I have kept the contract, and the cloak's mine own.
Why, much good do it you, sir. It may fall out that you have bought it dear, though I've not sold it.
Exit.
A pretty riddle. Fare you well, good sir. Wife, you'll face this way. Look on me, and think you had a wicked dream, wife, and forget it.
This is the strangest motion I ever saw.
Exit.
Now, wife, since this fair cloak the worse upon me for my great sufferings, or your little patience, they laugh, you think?
Why, sir, and you might see it. What thought they have of you may be soon collected by the young gentleman's speech.
Young gentleman! Death, you are in love with him, are you? Could he not be named the gentleman without the young? Up to your cabin again.
My cage, you were best to call it.
Yes, sing there. You'd fain be making blancmange with him at your mother's. I know you. Go, get you up.
Exit Mrs. Fitzdottrel. Enter Pug.
How now? What say you, devil?
Here is one engine, sir, desires to speak with you.
I thought he brought some news of a broker. Well, let him come in, good devil. Fetch him else.
Exit Pug. Re-enter Engine.
Oh, my fine engine. What's the affair? More cheats?
No, sir. The wit, the brain, the great Projector I told you of is newly come to town.
Where, engine?
I have brought him. He's without. Here he pulled off his boots, sir, but so followed for businesses.
But what is a projector? I would conceive.
Why, one, sir, that projects ways to enrich men, or to make them great, by suits, by marriages, by undertakings, according as he sees they humour it.
Can he not conjure at all?
I think he can, sir, to tell you true, but you do know of late the state hath taken such note of 'em and compelled them to enter such great bonds they dare not practise.
'Tis true, and I lie fallow for the while.
Oh, sir, you'll grow the richer for the rest.
Oh, I hope I shall. But, engine, you do talk somewhat too much of my courses. My clerk customer could tell me strange particulars.
By my means?
How should he have them else?
You do not know, sir, what he has, and by what arts. A moneyed man, sir, and is as great with your almanac men as you are.
That gallant?
You make the other wait too long here, and he is extreme punctual.
Is he a gallant?
Sir, you shall see. He's in his riding suit as he comes now from court. But hear him speak. Minister matter to him, and then tell me.
Exeunt. End of Act 1. Act 2 of The Devil is an Ass by Ben Jonson. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Act 2, Scene 1. A room in Fitzdottrel's house. Enter Fitzdottrel, Engine, and Meercraft, followed by trains with a bag and 3 or 4 attendants.
Sir, money is a whore, a bawd, a drudge, fit to run out on errands. Let her go. Via pecunia, when she's run and gone and fled and dead, then will I fetch her again with aqua vitae out of an old hogshead. While there are lees of wine or dregs of beer, I'll never want her. Coin her out of cobwebs, dust, but I'll have her. Raise wool upon eggshells, sir, and make grass grow out of marrow bones to make her come.
To first attendant.
Commend me to your mistress. Say, let the £1,000 but be had ready, and it is done.
Exit first attendant.
I would but see the creature of flesh and blood, the man, the prince indeed, that could employ so many millions as I would help him to.
How talks he? Millions?
Meercraft to second attendant.
I'll give you an account of this tomorrow.
Exit second attendant.
Yes, I will take no less, and do it too. If they were myriads, and without the devil by direct means, it shall be good in law.
Sir?
Meercraft to third attendant.
Tell Master Woodcock I'll not fail to meet him upon the exchange at night. Pray him to have the writings there, and will dispatch it.
Exit third attendant.
Sir, you are a gentleman of a good presence, a handsome man. I have considered you as a fit stock to graft honours upon. I have a project to make you a duke now, that you must be one within so many months as I set down, out of true reasons of state. You shall not avoid it, but you must hearken then.
Hearken? Why, sir, do you doubt his ears? Alas, you do not know Master Fitzdottrel.
It does not know me indeed. I thank you, Engine, for rectifying him.
Good. Why, Engine, then I'll tell it you. I see you have credit here, and that you can keep counsel I'll not question. He shall but be an undertaker with me in a most feasible business. It shall cost him nothing.
Good, sir.
Except he pleave but countenance, that I will have, to appear in't to great men, for which I'll make him one. He shall not draw a string of's purse. I'll drive his patent for him. We'll take in citizens, commoners, and aldermen, to bear the charge and blow them off again, like so many dead flies when it is carried. The thing is for recovery of drowned land, whereof the crown's to have a moiety if it be owner, else the crown and owners to share that moiety, and the recoverers to enjoy t'other moiety for their charge.
Throughout England?
Yes, which will arrive to 18 millions, 7 the first year. I have computed all, and made my survey unto my acre. I'll begin at the pan, not at the skirts, as some have done, and lost all that they wrought, their timber work, their trench, their banks, all borne away, or else filled up by the next winter. Tut, they never want the way. I'll have it all.
A gallant tract of land it is.
'Twill yield £1 an acre. We must let cheap ever at first. But, sir, this looks too large for you, I see. Come hither, we'll have a less. Here's a plain fellow.
Points to Trains.
You see him has his black bag of papers there in buckram. Will not be sold for the earldom of Pancridge. Draw. Give me out one by chance.
Trains gives him a paper out of the bag.
Project 4, Dog Skins. £12,000, the very worst at first.
Pray you let's see it, sir.
'Tis a toy, a trifle.
Trifle? £12,000 for dog skins?
Yes, but by my way of dressing, you must know, sir, and medicining the leather to a height of improved wear, like your Borachio of Spain, sir, I can fetch 9,000 for it.
Of the King's Glover?
Yes, how heard you that?
Sir, I do know you can.
Within this hour, and reserve half my secret. Pluck another. See if thou hast a happier hand.
Trains draws out another.
I thought so. The very next worst to it. Bottle ale. Yet this is 22,000. Prithee pull out another, 2 or 3.
Good. Stay, friend. By bottle ale £22,000?
Yes, sir. It's cast 2 penny halfpenny farthing. On the back side, there you may see it. Read. I will not bait a Harrington of the sum. I'll win it in my water and my malt, my furnaces and hanging of my coppers, the tunning and the subtlety of my yest, and then the earth of my bottles which I dig, turn up, and steep, and work, and kneel myself to a degree of porcelain. You will wonder at my proportions, what I will put up in 7 years, for so long time I ask for my invention. I will save in cork in my mere stoppling above £3,000 within that term, by gouging of them out, just to the size of my bottles, and not slicing. There's infinite loss in that.
Trains draws out another.
What hast thou there? Oh, making wine of raisins. This is in hand now.
Is not that strange, sir, to make wine of raisins?
Yes, and as true a wine as the wines of France or Spain or Italy. Look of what grape my raisin is, that wine I'll render perfect, and of the muscatel grape I'll render muscatel, of the canary his, the claret his, so of all kinds, and bait you to the prices of wine throughout the kingdom, half in half.
But how, sir, if you raise the other commodity, raisins?
Why, then I'll make it out of blackberries, and it shall do the same. 'Tis but more art, and the charge less. Take out another.
No, good sir, save you the trouble. I'll not look, nor hear of any but your first there. The drowned land. If 'twill do as you say.
Sir, there's not place to give you demonstration of these things, they are a little too subtle, but I could show you such a necessity in it as you must be but what you please, against the received heresy that England bears no dukes. Keep you the land, sir, the greatness of the estate shall throw it upon you. If you like better turning it to money, what may not you, sir, purchase with that wealth? Say you should part with 2 of your millions to be the thing you would, who would not do it? As I protest I will, out of my dividend, lay for some pretty principality in Italy from the church. Now you, perhaps, fancy the smoke of England rather, but have you no private room, sir, to draw to enlarge ourselves more upon?
Oh, yes. Devil!
These, sir, are businesses asked to be carried with caution and in cloud.
I apprehend they do, sir.
Enter Pug.
Devil, which way is your mistress?
Above, sir, in her chamber.
Oh, that's well. Then this way, good sir.
I shall follow you. Trains, give me the bag, and go you presently commend my service to my Lady Tailbush. Tell her I am come from court this morning. Say I have got our business moved and well. Entreat her that she shall give you the 80 angels, and see them disposed of to my counsel, Sir Paul Eitherside, some time to-day. I'll wait upon her ladyship with the relation.
Exit trains. Engine aside to Fitzdottrel.
Sir, of what dispatch he is! Do you mark?
Engine, when did you see my cousin Everil? Keeps he still your quarter in the Bermudas?
Yes, sir, he was writing this morning very hard.
Be not you known to him that I am come to town. I have effected a business for him, but I would have it take him before he thinks for it.
Is it past?
Not yet, 'tis well o' the way.
Oh, sir, your worship takes infinite pains.
I love friends to be active. A sluggish nature puts off man and kind.
And such a blessing follows it.
I thank my fate. Pray you, let's be private, sir.
In here?
Where none may interrupt us.
Exeunt Meercraft and Engine.
You hear, devil? Lock the street doors fast, and let no one in, except they be this gentleman's followers, to trouble me. And do you mark? You have heard and seen something to-day, and by it you may gather your mistress is a fruit that's worth the stealing, and therefore worth the watching. Be you sure now you have all your eyes about you, and let in no lace-woman, nor bawd, that brings French masks and cut-works, see you? Nor old crones with wafers to convey letters, nor no youths disguised like country wives with cream and marrow puddings. Much knavery may be vented in a pudding, much bawdy intelligence. They are shrewd ciphers. Nor turn the key to any neighbour's need, be it but to kindle fire or beg a little. Put it out rather, all out to an ash, that they may see no smoke. Or water, spill it, knock on the empty tubs, that by the sound they may be forbid entry. Say we are robbed, if any come to borrow a spoon or so. I will not have good fortune or God's blessing let in while I am busy.
I'll take care, sir. They shall not trouble you if they would.
Well, do so.
Exit.
I have no singular service of this now, nor no superlative master. I shall wish to be in hell again at leisure. Bring a vice from thence. That had been such a subtlety as to bring broadcloth hither, or transport fresh oranges into Spain. I find it now, my chief was in the right. Can any fiend boast of a better vice than here by nature and art their owners of? Hell never own me, but I am taken. The fine tract of it pulls me along. To hear men, such professors grown in our subtlest sciences. My first act now shall be to make this master of mine cuckold. The primitive work of darkness I will practice. I will deserve so well of my fair mistress by my discoveries first, my counsels after, and keeping counsel after that, as whosoever is one, I will be another sure. I'll have my share. Most delicate damned flesh she will be. Oh, that I could stay time now! Midnight will come too fast upon me, I fear, to cut my pleasure.
Enter Mrs. Fitzdottrel.
Look at the back door. One knocks. See who it is.
Pug aside.
Dainty she-devil.
Exit.
I cannot get this venture of the cloak out of my fancy, nor the gentleman's way he took, which, though 'twas strange, yet it was handsome, and had a grace withal, beyond the newness. Sure he will think me that dull stupid creature he said, and may conclude it, if I find not some thought to thank the attempt. He did presume, by all the carriage of it on my brain, for answer, and will swear it is very barren, if it can yield him no return.
Re-enter Pug.
Who is it?
Mistress, it is. But first, let me assure the excellence of mistresses, I am, although my master's man, my mistress's slave, the servant of her secrets and sweet turns, and know what fitly will conduce to either.
What's this? I pray you come to yourself, and think what your part is, to make an answer. Tell, who is at the door?
The gentleman, mistress, who was at the cloak charge to speak with you this morning, who expects only to take some small commandments from you, what you please, worthy your form, he says, and gentlest manners.
Oh, you'll anon prove his hired man, I fear. What has he given you for this message? Sir, bid him put off his hopes of straw, and leave to spread his nets in view thus. Though they take Master Fitzdottrel, I am no such foul nor fair one, will be had with stalking, and wish him to forbear his acting to me at the gentleman's chamber window in Lincoln's Inn there, that opens to my gallery. Else I swear to acquaint my husband with his folly, and leave him to the just rage of his offended jealousy. Or, if your master's sense be not so quick to right me, tell him I shall find a friend that will repair me. Say I will be quiet in mine own house. Pray you, in those words, give it to him.
This is some fool turned.
Exit.
If he be the master now of that state and wit which I allow him, sure he will understand me. I durst not be more direct, for this officious fellow, my husband's new groom, is a spy upon me, I find already. Yet if he but tell him this in my words, he cannot but conceive himself both apprehended and requited. I would not have him think he met a statue, or spoke to one, not there, though I were silent.
Re-enter Pug.
How now? Have you told him?
Yes.
And what says he?
Says he, that which myself would say to you, if I durst, that you are proud, sweet mistress, and withal a little ignorant to entertain the good that's proffered, and by your beauty's leave not all so wise as some true politic wife would be, who having matched with such a nupson, I speak it with my master's peace, whose face hath left to accuse him, now for it doth confess him, what you can make him, will yet, out of scruple and a spiced conscience, defraud the poor gentleman, at least delay him in the thing he longs for, and makes it his whole study how to compass only a title. Could but he write cuckold, he had his ends. For, look you,
Mrs. Fitzdottrel, aside.
This can be none but my husband's wit.
my precious mistress.
Mrs. Fitzdottrel, aside.
It creaks his engine. The groom never durst be else so saucy.
If it were not clearly his worshipful ambition, and the top of it, the very forked top too, why should he keep you thus mured up in a back room, mistress? Allow you never a casement to the street, fear of engendering by the eyes with gallants? Forbid you paper, pen, and ink, like ratsbane. Search your half-pint of muscatel, lest the latter be sunk in the pot, and hold your new-laid egg against the fire, lest any charm be writ there. Will you make benefit of truth, dear mistress, if I do tell it you? I do it not often. I am set over you, employed indeed to watch your steps, your looks, your very breathings, and to report them to him. Now, if you will be a true, right, delicate, sweet mistress, why, we will make a coax of this wise master. We will, my mistress, an absolute fine coax, and mock to air all the deep diligences of such a solemn and effectual ass. An ass to so good purpose as we'll use him. I will contrive it so that you shall go to plays, to masques, to meetings, and to feasts. For why is all this rigging and fine tackle, mistress, if your neat, handsome vessels of good sail put not forth ever and anon with your nets abroad into the world? It is your fishing. There you shall choose your friends, your servants, lady, your squires of honour. I'll convey your letters, fetch answers, do you all the offices that can belong to your blood and beauty. And for the variety, at my times, although I am not in due symmetry the man of that proportion, or in rule of physic of the just complexion, or of that truth of picardile in clothes to boast a sovereignty over ladies, yet I know to do my turns, sweet mistress. Come, kiss.
How now?
Dear delicate mistress, I am your slave, your little worm that loves you, your fine monkey, your dog, your jack, your pug, that longs to be styled of your pleasures.
Mrs. Fitzdottrel aloud.
Hear you all this? Sir, pray you come from your standing, do, a little. Spare yourself, sir, from your watch, to plot your squire that so well follows your instructions.
Enter Fitzdottrel.
How now, sweetheart? What is the matter?
Good. You are a stranger to the plot. You set not your saucy devil here to tempt your wife, with all the insolent, uncivil language or action he could vent.
Did you so, devil?
Not you. You were not planted in your hole to hear him upon the stairs or here behind the hangings. I do not know your qualities. He durst do it, and you not give directions.
You shall see, wife, whether he durst or no, and what it was I did direct.
Exit.
Sweet mistress, are you mad?
Re-enter Fitzdottrel with a cudgel.
You most mere rogue! You open manifest villain! You fiend apparent, you declared hellhound!
Good sir!
Good knave, good rascal, and good traitor! Now I do find you parcel devil indeed! Upon the point of trust, in your first charge, the very day of your probation, to tempt your mistress.
Beats Pug.
You do see, good Wedlock, how I directed him.
Why, where, sir, were you?
Nay, there is one blow more for exercise.
Strikes him again.
I told you I should do it.
Would you had done, sir?
Oh, wife, the rarest man. Yet there's another to put you in mind of the last.
Beats him again.
Such a brave man, wife. Within, he houses projects, and does vent them the gallantest. Were you tentiginous, would you be acting over the incubus? Did her silks rustling move you?
Gentle sir!
Out of my sight! If thy name were not devil, thou shouldst not stay a minute with me. In, go, yet stay, yet go too. I am resolved what I will do, and you shall know it aforehand, soon as the gentleman is gone. Do you hear? I'll help your lisping.
Exit Pug.
Wife, such a man, wife. He has such plots. He will make me a duke, no less, by heaven. 6 mares to your coach, wife. That's your proportion, and your coachman bald because he shall be bare enough. Do not you laugh. We are looking for a place and all in the map put to be of. Have faith. Be not an infidel. You know I am not easy to be gulled. I swear, when I have my millions, else I'll make another duchess, if you have not faith.
You'll have too much, I fear, in these false spirits.
Spirits? Oh, no such thing, wife. Wit, mere wit. This man defies the devil in all his works. He doth by engine and devices. He has his winged ploughs that go with sails, will plough you 40 acres at once, and mills will spout you water 10 miles off. All Crowland is ours, wife, and the fens from us in Norfolk to the utmost bounds in Lincolnshire. We have viewed it and measured it with an awe by the scale. The richest tract of land, love, in the kingdom. There will be made 17 or 18 millions or more, as may be handled. Wherefore think, sweetheart, if thou hast a fancy to one place more than another to be duchess of, now name it. I will have it, but ere it cost, it will be had for money, either here or in France or Italy.
You have strange fantasies.
Enter Meercraft and Engine.
Where are you, sir?
I see thou hast no talent this way, wife. Up to thy gallery, do, Chuck. Leave us to talk of it, who understand it.
Exit Mrs. Fitzdottrel.
I think we have found a place to fit you now, sir. Gloucester.
Oh no, I'll none.
Why, sir?
'Tis fatal.
That you say right in. Spencer, I think the younger, had his last honour thence, but he was but earl.
I know not that, sir, but Thomas of Woodstock, I'm sure, was duke, and he was made away at Cadiz, as Duke Humphrey was at Bury. And Richard III, you know, what end he came to.
By my faith, you are cunning in the chronicle, sir.
Oh, I confess I have it from the playbooks. I think they are more authentic.
That is sure, sir.
Meercraft whispers him.
What say you to this, then?
No, a noble house pretends to that. I will do no man wrong.
Then take one proposition more, and hear it as past exception.
What is that?
To be duke of those lands you shall recover. Take your title then, sir, Duke of the Drowned Lands, or Drowned Land.
Ha! That last is a good sound. I like it well. The Duke of Drowned Land.
Yes, it goes like a grain land, sir, if you mark it.
Ay, and drawing thus your honour from the work, you make the reputation of that greater, and stay it the longer in your name.
'Tis true. Drowned lands will live in drowned land.
Yes, when you have no foot left, as that must be, sir, one day. And though it tarry in your heirs some 40-50 descents, the longer liver at last yet must thrust them out on't, if no quirk in law or odd vice of their own not do it first. We see those changes daily. The fair lands that were the clients are the lawyers now, and those rich manors there of goodmen tailors had once more wood upon them than the yard by which they were measured out for the last purchase. Nature hath these vicissitudes. She makes no man a state of perpetuity, sir.
You are in the right. Let's in then, and conclude.
Re-enter Pug.
In my sight again? I'll talk with you anon.
Exeunt Fitzdottrel, Meercraft, and Engine.
Sure he will geld me if I stay. Or worse, pluck out my tongue. One of the two. This fool. There is no trusting of him, and to quit him were contempt against my chief past pardon. It was a shrewd disheartening this at first. Who would have thought a woman so well harnessed, or rather well caparisoned, indeed that wears such petticoats and lace to her smocks, broad seaming laces, as I see them hang there, and garters which are lost if she can show them, could have done this? Hell, why is she so brave? It cannot be to please Duke Dottrel, sure, nor the dull pictures in her gallery, nor her own dear reflection in her glass. Yet that may be. I have known many of them begin their pleasure, but none end it there. That I consider as I go along with it. They may, for want of better company, or that they think the better, spend an hour, 2, 3, or 4, discoursing with their shadow. But sure they have a farther speculation. No woman dressed with so much care and study doth dress herself in vain. I'll vex this problem a little more before I leave it, sure.
Exit. Scene 2. Manly's chambers in Lincoln's Inn, opposite Fitzdottrel's house. Enter Wittipol and Manly.
This was a fortune happy above thought, that this should prove thy chamber, which I feared would be my greatest trouble. This must be the very window, and that the room.
It is. I now remember, I have often seen there a woman, but I never marked her much.
Where was your soul, friend?
Faith, but now and then awaken to those objects.
You pretend so. Let me not live if I am not in love more with her wit, for this direction now, than with her form, though I have praised that prettily since I saw her and you to-day. Read those.
Gives him the copy of a song.
They'll go unto the air you love so well. Try them unto the note, may be the music will call her sooner. Light, she's here. Sing quickly.
Mrs. Fitzdottrel appears at a window of her house, fronting that of Manly's chambers.
Either he understood him not, or else the fellow was not faithful in delivery of what I bade, and I am justly paid, that might have made my profit of his service, but by mistaking I have drawn on his envy, and done the worst defeat upon myself.
Manly sings.
How? Music? Then he may be there, and is sure.
Enter Pug behind. Pug aside.
Oh, is it so? Is there the interview? Have I drawn to you at last, my cunning lady? The devil is an ass, fooled off and beaten, nay, made an instrument and could not send it. Well, since you have shown the malice of a woman, no less than her true wit and learning, mistress, I'll try if little Pug have the malignity to recompense it, and so save his danger. 'Tis not the pain, but the discredit of it, the devil should not keep a body entire.
Exit.
Away, fall back, she comes.
I leave you, sir, the master of my chamber. I have business.
Exit.
Mistress!
Mrs. Fitzdottrel advances to the window.
You make me paint, sir.
They are fair colours, lady, and natural. I did receive some commands from you, lately, gentle lady, but so perplexed, and wrapped in the delivery, as I may fear to have misinterpreted, but must make suit still, to be near your grace.
Who is there with you, sir?
None but myself. It falls out, lady, to be a dear friend's lodging, wherein there's some conspiracy of fortune with your poor servant's blessed affections.
Who was it sung?
He, lady, but he's gone upon my entreaty of him, seeing you approach the window. Neither need you doubt him if he were here. He is too much a gentleman.
Sir, if you judge me by this simple action, and by the outward habit and complexion of easiness it has to your design, you may with justice say I am a woman, and a strange woman. But when you shall please to bring but that concurrence of my fortune to memory, which to-day yourself did urge, it may beget some favour like excuse, though none like reason.
No, my tuneful mistress? Then surely love hath none, nor beauty any, nor nature violenced in both these, with all whose gentle tongues you speak at once. I thought I had enough removed already that scruple from your breast, and left you all reason, when through my morning's perspective I showed you a man so above excuse, as he's the cause why anything is to be done upon him, and nothing called an injury misplaced. I rather now had hope to show you how love by his accesses grows more natural, and what was done this morning with such force was but devised to serve the present then. That since love hath the honour to approach thy sister's swelling breasts and touch this soft and rosy hand, he hath the skill to draw their nectar forth with kissing, and could make more wanton salts from this brave promontory down to this valley than the nimble roe, could play the hopping sparrow about these nets and sport squirrel in these crisped grooves. Bury himself in every silkworm's kell is here unravelled, run into the snare which every hare is, cast into a curl to catch a cupid flying. Bathe himself in milk and roses here, and dry him there. Warm his cold hands to play with his smooth, round, and well-torn chin, as with the billiard ball. Roll on these lips the banks of love, and there at once both plant and gather kisses. Lady, shall I, with what I have made to-day here, call all sense to wonder, and all faith to sign the mysteries revealed in your form? And will love pardon me the blasphemy I utter when I said, a glass could speak this beauty, or that fools had power to judge it? Do but look on her eyes, they do light all that love's world compriseth. Do but look on her hair, it is bright as love's star when it riseth. Do but mark her forehead smoother than words that soothe her, and from her arched brows such a grace sheds itself through the face, as alone there triumphs to the life all the gain, all the good of the element's strife. Have you seen but a bright lily grow before rude hands hath touched it? Have you marked but the fall of the snow before the soil hath smutched it? Have you felt the wool of the beaver or swan's down ever? Or have smelt of the bud of the briar, or the nard in the fire? Or have tasted the bag of the bee? Oh, so white, oh, so soft, oh, so sweet is she.
Fitzdottrel appears at his wife's back.
Is she so, sir? And I will keep her so, if I know how or can. That wit of man will do it. I'll go no farther. At this window she shall no more be buzzed at. Take your leave on't. If you be sweetmeat, Sweatlock, or sweet flesh, all's one. I do not love this hum about you. A fly-blown wife is not so proper. In! For you, sir, look to hear from me.
So I do, sir.
No, but in other terms. There's no man offers this to my wife, but pays for it.
That have I, sir.
Nay then, I'll tell you, you are...
What am I, sir?
Why, that I'll think on when I have cut your throat.
Go, you are an ass.
I am resolved on't, sir.
I think you are.
To call you to a reckoning.
Away, you broker's block, you property.
Liar, if you strike me, I will strike your mistress.
Strikes Mrs. Fitzdottrel and leads her out.
Oh, I could shoot mine eyes at him for that now, or leave my teeth in him, were they cuckold bane enough to kill him. What prodigious, blind, and most wicked change of fortune's this! I have no air of patience. All my veins swell, and my sinews start at the iniquity of it. I shall break.
Exit. Scene 3. Another room in Fitzdottrel's house. Enter Pug.
This for the malice of it, and my revenge may pass. But now my conscience tells me I have profited the cause of hell but little in the breaking off their loves, which, if some other act of mine repair not, I shall hear ill of in my account.
Enter Fitzdottrel and his wife.
Oh, Bert, could you do this against me, and at this time now, when I was so employed, only for you, drowned in my care, more than the land I swear I have hoped to win, to make you peerless, studying for footmen for you, fine-paced hishers, pages to serve you on the knee, with one knight's wife to bear your train, and sit with your 4 women in council, and receive intelligences from foreign parts, to dress you at all pieces. You've almost turned my good affection to you. Sound my sweet thoughts, my pure purposes. I could now find in my very heart to make another Lady Duchess, and depose you. Well, go your ways in.
Exit Mrs. Fitzdottrel.
Devil, you have redeemed all. I do forgive you, and I'll do you good.
Exit Pug. Enter Meercraft and Engine.
Why have you these excursions? Where have you been, sir?
Where I have been vexed a little with a toy.
Oh, sir, no toys must trouble your grey head, now it is growing to be great. You must be above all those things.
Nay, nay, so I will.
Now you are toward the Lord, you must put off the man, sir.
He says true.
You must do nothing as you have done it heretofore, not know or salute any man.
That was your bedfellow the other month.
The other month, the week, thou dost not know the privileges, Engine. Follow that title, nor how swift, to-day, when he has put on his lord's face once, then—
Sir, for these things I shall do well enough. There is no fear of me. But then my wife is such an untoward thing, or she'll never learn how to comport with it. I am out of all conceit on her behalf.
Best have her taught, sir.
Where? Are there any schools for ladies? Is there an academy for women? I do know for men there was. I learned in it myself, to make my legs and do my postures.
Engine whispers to Meercraft.
Sir, do you remember the conceit you had of the Spanish gown at home?
Ah, I do thank thee with all my heart, dear Engine. Sir, there is a certain lady here about the town, an English widow, who hath lately travelled, but she is called the Spaniard, 'cause she came latest from thence, and keeps the Spanish habit, such a rare woman. All our women here, that are of spirit and fashion, flock unto her, as to their president, their law, their canon, more than they ever did to oracle foreman. Such rare receipts she has, sir, for the face, such oils, such tinctures, such pomantums, such perfumes, medicines, quintessences, etc., and such a mistress of behaviour, she knows from the duke's daughter to the doxy what is their due just and no more.
Oh, sir, you please me in this, more than mine own greatness. Where is she? Let us have her.
By your patience we must use means, cast how to be acquainted.
Good sir, about it.
We must think how first.
I do not love to tarry for a thing when I have a mind to it. You do not know me, if you do offer it.
Your wife must send some pretty token to her with a compliment, and pray to be received in her good graces. All the great ladies do it.
She shall, she shall. What were it best to be?
Some little toy. I would not have it any great matter, sir. A diamond ring of 40 or 50 pound would do it handsomely, and be a gift fit for your wife to send and her to take.
I'll go and tell my wife on't straight.
Exit.
Why, this is well, the clothes we have now, but where's the lady? If we could get a witty boy now, Engine, that were an excellent crack. I could instruct him to the true height, for anything takes the Dottrel.
Why, sir, the best will be one of the players.
No, there's no trusting them. They'll talk of it and tell their poets.
What if they do? The jest will brook the stage, but there be some of them are very honest lads. There's Dicky Robinson, a very pretty fellow, and comes often to a gentleman's chamber, a friend of mine. We had the merriest supper of it there one night. The gentleman's landlady invited him to a gossip's feast. Now he, sir, brought Dick Robinson, dressed like a lawyer's wife amongst them all. I lent him clothes. But to see him behave it, and lay the law and carve and drink unto them, and then talk bawdy and send frolics, oh, it would have burst your buttons, or not left you a seam.
They say he's an ingenious youth.
Oh, sir, and dresses himself the best beyond 40 of your very ladies. Did you never see him?
No, I do seldom see those toys, but think you that we may have him?
Sir, the young gentleman I tell you of can command him. Shall I attempt it?
Yes, do it.
Re-enter Fitzdottrel.
Slight! I cannot get my wife to part with a ring on any terms, and yet the sullen monkey has 2.
It were 'gainst reason that you should urge it. Sir, send to a goldsmith, let her not lose by it.
How does she lose by it? Is it not for her?
Make it your own bounty, it will have the better success. What is a matter of £50 to you, sir?
I have but 100 pieces to shew here, that I would not break.
You shall have credit, sir. I'll send a ticket unto my goldsmith.
Enter Trains.
Here my man comes too, to carry it fitly. How now, Trains, what birds?
Your cousin Everil met me, and has beat me, because I would not tell him where you were. I think he has dogged me to the house too.
Well, you shall go out at the back door then, Trains. You must get Gilthead hither by some means.
It is impossible.
Tell him we have venison. I'll give him a piece, and send his wife a pheasant.
Exit.
A forest moves not till that £40 you had of him last be paid. He keeps more stir for that same petty sum than for your bond of 6 and statute of 800.
Tell him we'll hedge in that. Cry up Fitzdottrel to him, double his price. Make him a man of metal.
That will not need. His bond is current enough.
Exeunt. End of Act 2. Act 3 of The Devil is an Ass by Ben Jonson. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Act 3, Scene 1. A room in Fitzdottrel's house. Enter Tomas Gilthead and Plutarchus.
All this is to make you a gentleman. Or have you learned, son, wherefore had I placed you with Sir Paul Eitherside but to have so much law to keep your own? Besides, he is a justice here in town, and dwelling, son, with him, you shall learn that in a year shall be worth 20 of having stayed you at Oxford or at Cambridge, or sending you to the Inns of Court, or France. I'm called for now in haste by Master Meercraft to trust Master Fitzdottrel, a good man. I have inquired him 1800 a year. His name is current for a diamond ring of 40. Shall not be worth 30 thus gained, and this is to make you a gentleman.
Oh, but good father, you trust too much.
Boy, we live by finding fools out to be trusted. Our shop books are our pastures, our corn grounds. We lay 'em open for them to come into, and when we have them there, we drive them up into one of our 2 pounds, the Compter straight. And this is to make you a gentleman. We citizens never trust, but we do cousin, for if our debtors pay, we cousin them, and if they do not, then we cousin ourselves. But that's a hazard everyone must run that hopes to make his son a gentleman.
I do not wish to be one, truly, father. In a descent or 2 we come to be, just in their state, fit to be cozened, like them. And I had rather have tarried in your trade, for since the gentry scorn the city so much, Methinks we should, in time, holding together, and matching in our own tribes, as they say, have got an active common council for it, that we might cozen them out of rerum natura.
If we had to act first to forbid the marrying of our wealthy heirs unto them, and daughters with such lavish portions, that confounds all.
And makes a mongrel breed, father. And when they have your money, then they laugh at you, or kick you down the stairs. I cannot abide them. I would fain have them cozened, but not trusted.
Enter Meercraft.
Oh, is he come? I knew he would not fail me. Welcome, good Gilthead. I must have you do a noble gentleman a courtesy here, in a mere toy, some pretty ring or jewel of 50 or 60 pound, make it 100, and hedge in the last 40 that I owe you, and your own price for the ring.
Aside to Gilthead.
He's a good man, sir, and you mayhap see him a great one. He is likely to bestow hundreds and thousands with you if you can humour him. A great prince he will be shortly. What do you say?
In truth, sir, I cannot. It has been a long vacation with us.
Of what, I pray thee? Of wit or honesty? Those are your citizens' long vacations.
Good father, do not trust them.
Nay, Tom Gilthead, he will not buy a courtesy and beg it. He'll rather pay than pray. If you do for him, you must do cheerfully. His credit, sir, is not yet prostitute. Who's this, thy son? A pretty youth. What is his name?
Plutarchus, sir.
Plutarchus. How came that about?
That year, sir, that I begot him, I bought Plutarch's Lives, and fell so in love with the book as I called my son by his name, in hopes he should be like him and write the lives of our great men.
In the city, and how do you breed him there?
His mind, sir, lies much to that way.
Why, then he's in the right way.
But now I had rather get him a good wife, and plant him in the country, there to use the blessing I shall leave him.
Out upon't, and lose the laudable means thou hast at home here to advance and make him a young alderman, buy him a captain's place for shame, and let him into the world early, and with his plume and scarfs march through Cheapside, or along Cornhill, and by the virtue of those draw down a wife there from a window worth 10,000 pound. Get him the posture book and leaden men to set upon a table gainst his mistress chance to come by, that he may draw her in and show her Finsbury battles.
I have placed him with Justice Eitherside to get so much law.
As thou hast conscience. Come, come, thou dost wrong pretty Plutarchus, who had not his name for nothing, but was born to train the youth of London in the military truth. That way his genius lies.
Enter Everil.
My cousin Everil.
Oh, are you here, sir? Pray you, let us whisper.
Takes Meercraft aside.
Father, dear father, trust him if you love me.
Why, I do mean it, boy, but what I do must not come easily from me. We must deal with courtiers, boy, as courtiers deal with us. If I have a business there with any of them, why, I must wait. I am sure on it, son, and though my lord dispatch me, yet his worshipful man will keep me for his sport a month or two. To shew me with my fellow citizens, I must make his trade long and full 1 quarter, and help the spectacle of his greatness. There nothing is done as once but injuries, boy, and then come headlong. All their good turns move not, or very slowly.
Yet, sweet father, trust him.
Well, I will think.
They walk aside.
Come, you must do it, sir. I am undone else, and your Lady Tailbush is sent for me to dinner, and my clothes are all at pawn. I had sent out this morning, before I heard you were come to town, some 20 of my epistles, and no one returned.
Why have I told you of this? This comes of wearing scarlet, gold lace, and cutworks, your fine gartering with your blown roses, cousin, and your eating pheasant and God wit here in London, haunting the globes and mermaids, wedging in with lords still at the table, and affecting lechery in velvet. Where could you have contented yourself with cheese, salt butter, and a pickled herring? In the Low Countries. There worn cloth and fustian, been satisfied with the leap of your host's daughter, in garrison a wench of a storer, or your sutler's wife, or the leaguer of 2 blanks. You never then had run upon this flat to write your letters missive, and send out your privy seals, that thus have frighted off all your acquaintance, that they shun you at distance, worse than you do the bailiffs.
Box up on you. I come not to you for counsel. I lack money.
You do not think what you owe me already.
I? They owe you that mean to pay you. I'll be sworn I never meant it. Come, you will project. I shall undo your practice for this month, else you know me.
Aye, you are a right sweet nature.
Well, that's all one.
You'll leave this empire one day. You will not ever have this tribute paid, your sceptre of the sword.
Tie up your wit, do, and provoke me not.
Will you help, sir, help to what I shall provoke another for you?
I cannot tell. Try me. I think I am not so utterly of an ore un to be melted, but I can do myself good on occasions.
Enter Fitzdottrel.
Strike in, then, for your part.
They go up to Fitzdottrel.
Master Fitzdottrel, if I transgress in point of manners, afford me your best construction. I must beg my freedom from your affairs this day.
How, sir?
It is in succour of this gentleman's occasion, my kinsman.
You'll not do me that affront, sir.
I am sorry you should so interpret it, but, sir, it stands upon his being invested in a new office he has stood for long, Master of the Dependencies, a place of my projection too, sir, and hath met much opposition. But the state now sees that great necessity of it, as after all their writing and their speaking against duels they have erected it. His book is drawn. For since there will be differences daily twixt gentlemen, and that the roaring manner is grown offensive, that those few we call the civil men of the sword abhor the vapours, they shall refer now hither for their process, and such as trespass gainst the rule of court are to be fined.
In troth, a pretty place.
A kind of arbitrary court 'twill be, sir.
I shall have matter for it, I believe, ere it be long. I had a distaste.
But now, sir, my learned counsel, they must have a feeling. They'll part, sir, with no books without the hand-gout be oiled, and I must furnish. If't be money, to me straight. I am mine, mint, and exchequer to supply all. What is't, £100?
No, the harpy now stands on 100 pieces.
Why, he must have them if he will. To-morrow, sir, will equally serve your occasions, and therefore let me obtain that you will yield to timing a poor gentleman's distresses in terms of hazard.
By no means.
I must get him this money, and will.
Sir, I protest. I had rather stand engaged for it myself than you should leave me.
Oh, good sir, do you think so coarsely of our manners that we would for any need of ours be pressed to take it, though you be pleased to offer it?
Why, by heaven, I mean it.
I can never believe less, but we, sir, must preserve our dignity as you do publish yours. By your fair leave, sir.
Offers to be gone.
And I am a gentleman. If you do offer to leave me now, or if you do refuse me, I will not think you love me.
Sir, I honour you, and with just reason, for these noble notes of the nobility you pretend to. But, sir, I would know why, a motive, he a stranger, you should do this.
Everil, aside to Meercraft.
You may roll with your fineness.
Why, that's all one, if 'twere, sir, but my fancy. But I have a business that perhaps I would have brought to his office.
Oh, sir, I have done, then, if he can be made profitable to you.
Yes, and it shall be one of my ambitions to have it the first business. May I not?
So you do mean to make a perfect business?
Nay, I'll do that, assure you. Show me once.
Sir, it concerns the first be a perfect business for his own honour.
Aye, and the reputation, too, of my place.
Why do I take this course else? I am not altogether an ass, good gentleman. Wherefore should I consult you, do you think? To make a song on't. How's your manner? Tell us.
Do satisfy him, give him the whole course.
First, by request, or otherwise, you offer your business to the court, wherein you crave the judgment of the master and the assistants.
Well, that is done now. What do you upon it?
We straight, sir, have recourse to the spring-head. Visit the ground, and so disclose the nature, if it will carry or no. If we do find, by our proportions, it is like to prove a sullen and black business, that it be incorrigible and out of treaty, then we file it, a dependence.
So 'tis filed. What follows? I do love the order of these things.
We then advise the party, if he be a man of means and havings, that forthwith he settle his estate, if not, at least, that he pretend it, for, by that, the world takes notice that it now is a dependence, and this we call, sir, publication.
Very sufficient. After publication now?
Then we grant out our process, which is diverse, either by charter, sir, or tennis, wherein the challenger and challengee, or with your Spaniard, your provocador and provocado, have their several courses.
I have enough on't. For 100 pieces. Yes, for 200. Underwrite me, do. Your man will take my bond.
That he will, sure, but these same citizens, they are such sharks.
Aside to Fitzdottrel.
There's an old debt of 40, I gave my word, for one has run away to the Bermudas, and he will hook in that, or he'll not do.
Why, let him. That and the ring and 100 pieces will all but make 200.
No, no more, sir. What ready arithmetic you have.
Aside to Gilthead.
Do you hear? A pretty morning's work for you, this. Do it. You shall have £20 on it.
20 pieces?
Good father, do it.
You will hook still? Well, show us your ring. You could not have done this now with gentleness at first, we might have thanked you. But groan, and have your courtesies come from you like a hard stool, and stink. A man may draw your teeth out easier than your money. Come, were little Gilthead here no better a nature, I should ne'er love him, that could pull his lips off now.
Pulls him by the lips.
Was not thy mother a gentlewoman?
Yes, sir.
And went to the court at Christmas and St. George-tide, and lent the lord's men chains?
Of gold and pearls, sir.
I knew thou must take after somebody, that couldst not be else. This was no sharp look. I'll have thee Captain Gilthead, and march up, and take in Pimlico, and kill the bush at every tavern. Thou shalt have a wife, if smocks will mount, boy.
Turns to Gilthead.
How now? You have there now some Bristol stone or Cornish counterfeit you'd put upon us.
No, sir, I assure you. Look on his lustre, he will speak himself. I'll give you leave to put him in a mill. He's no great large stone, but a true paragon. He has all his corners, view him well.
He's yellow.
Upon my faith, sir, of the right black water, and very deep. He's set without a foil, too. Here's one of the yellow water, I'll sell cheap.
And what do you value this at, £30?
No, sir, he cost me 40 ere he was set.
Turnings, you mean. I know your equivokes. You are grown the better fathers of 'em a late. Well, where it must go, 'twill be judged, and therefore look you'd be right. You shall have £50 for it, not a denier more.
To Fitzdottrel.
And because you would have things dispatched, sir, I'll go presently inquire out this lady. If you think, good sir, having 100 pieces ready, you may part with those now to serve my kinsman's turns, then he may wait upon you anon the freer, and take them when you have sealed again of Gilthead.
I care not if I do.
And dispatch all together.
There. There are just 100 pieces.
Turns them out on the table.
I have told them over twice a day these 2 months.
Well, go and seal them, sir. Make your return as speedy as you can.
Exeunt Fitzdottrel, Gilthead, and Plutarchus.
Come, sir, give me.
They fall to sharing.
Soft, sir.
Merry and fair too, then. Oh, no delaying, sir.
But you will hear?
Yes, when I have my dividend.
There's 40 pieces for you.
What is this for?
Your half. You know that Gilthead must have 20.
And what's your ring there? Shall I have none of that?
Oh, that is to be given to a lady.
Is it so?
By that good light it is.
Then, come, give me 10 pieces more then.
Why?
For Gilthead, sir. Do you think I'll allow him any such share?
You must.
Must I? Do you your must, sir? I'll do mine. You will not part with the whole, sir, will you? Go to. Give me 10 pieces.
By what law do you this?
Even lying law, sir. I must roar else.
Good.
You have heard how the ass made his divisions wisely?
And I am he, I thank you.
Much good do you, sir.
I shall be rid of this tyranny one day.
Not while you do eat and lie about the town here, and cozen in your bullions, and I stand your name of credit and compound your business. Adjourn your beatings every term, and make new parties for your projects. I have now a pretty task of it, to hold you in with your Lady Tailbush, but the toy will be how we shall both come off.
Leave you your doubting, and do your portion what's assigned you. I never failed yet.
With reference to your aids, you'll still be unthankful. Where shall I meet you anon? You have some feat to do alone, now I see. You wish me gone? Well, I will find you out, and bring you after to the audit.
Exit.
Slight. There's engine share too, I had forgot. This rain is too unsupportable. I must quit myself of this vassalage.
Enter Engine, followed by Wittipol.
Engine, welcome. How goes the cry?
Excellent well.
Will it do? Where's Robinson?
Here is the gentleman, sir, will undertake it himself. I have acquainted him.
Why did you so?
Why, Robinson would have told him, you know, and he's a pleasant wit, will hurt nothing your purpose. Then he's of opinion that Robinson might want audacity, she being such a gallant. Now, he has been in Spain and knows the fashions there and can discourse, and being but mirth, he says, leave much to his care.
But he is too tall.
For that he has the bravest device. You'll love him for it. To say he wears chapinos, and they do so in Spain. And Robinson's as tall as he.
Is he so?
Every jot.
Nay, I had rather to trust a gentleman with it of the two.
Pray you go to him then, sir, and salute him.
Sir, my friend Engine has acquainted you with a strange business here.
A merry one, sir, the Duke of Drowned Land and his Duchess?
Yes, sir. Now that the conjurers have laid him by, I have made bold to borrow him a while.
With purpose, yet, to put him out, I hope, to his best use.
Yes, sir.
For that small part that I am trusted with, put off your care. I would not lose to do it, for the mirth will follow of it. And, well, I have a fancy.
Sir, that will make it well.
You will report it so. Where must I have my dressing?
At my house, sir.
You shall have caution, sir, for what he yields to sixpence.
You shall pardon me. I will share, sir, in your sports only, nothing in your purchase. But you must furnish me with compliments to the manner of Spain, my coach, my guardaduenas.
Engines your providor, but, sir, I must, now I have entreated trust with you thus far, secure still in your quality, acquaint you with somewhat beyond this. The place designed to be the scene for this our merry matter, because it must have countenance of women to draw discourse, and offer it, is hereby, at the Lady Tailbush's.
I know her, sir, and her gentleman usher.
Master Ambler?
Yes, sir.
Sir, it shall be no shame to me to confess to you that we poor gentlemen that want acres must for our needs turn fools up, and plough ladies sometimes to try what glebe they are, and this is no unfruitful piece. She and I now are on a project for the fact, inventing of a new kind of fucus, paint for ladies, to serve the kingdom, wherein she herself hath travelled specially by way of service unto her sex, and hopes to get the monopoly as the reward of her invention.
What is her end in this?
Merely ambition, sir, to grow great, and court it with the secret, though she pretend some other. For she's dealing already upon a caution for the shares, and Master Ambler he is named examiner for the ingredients, and the register of what is vented, and shall keep the office. Now, if she break with you of this, as I must make the leading thread to your acquaintance, that how experience gotten in your being abroad will help our business, think of some pretty additions, but to keep her floating. It may be she will offer you a part, any strange names of—
Sir, I have my instructions. Is it not high time to be making ready?
Yes, sir.
The fool's in sight, Dottrel.
Away then.
Exeunt Engine and Wittipol. Re-enter Fitzdottrel.
Return so soon?
Yes, here's the ring I have sealed, but there's not so much gold in all the row, he says, till it come from the mint. 'Tis ta'en up for the gamesters.
There's a sharp shift. Plague on him.
He does swear it.
He'll swear and forswear too. It is his trade. You should not have left him.
Said, I can go back and beat him yet.
No, now let him alone.
I was so earnest after the main business to have this ring gone.
True. And it is time I have learned, sir, since you went, her ladyship eats with the Lady Tailbush here hard by.
In the lane here?
Yes, if you had a servant now of presence, well clothed, and of an airy voluble tongue, neither too big nor little for his mouth, that could deliver your wife's compliment to send along withal.
I have one, sir. A very handsome, gentlemanlike fellow, that I do mean to make my duchess's usher. I entertained him but this morning, too. I'll call him to you. The worst of him is his name.
She'll take no note of that, but of his message.
Devil!
Enter Pug.
How you like him, sir. Pace, go a little. Let's see you move.
He'll serve, sir. Give it him, and let him go along with me. I'll help to present him and it.
Look you do, sir. Discharge this well, as you expect your place. Do you hear? Go on. Come up with all your honours. I would fain see him do it.
Trust him with it.
Remember kissing of your hand, and answering with the French time, and flexion of your body. I could now so instruct him. And for his words?
I'll put them in his mouth.
Oh, but I have them of the very academies.
Sir, you'll have use for them, anon yourself, I warrant you, after dinner, when you are called.
Slide. That will be just playtime. It cannot be. I must not lose the play.
Sir, but you must, if she appoint to sit, and she is president.
Split. It is the devil.
And 'twere his dam too. You must now apply yourself, sir, to this wholly, or lose all.
If I could but see a piece.
Sir, never think on't.
Come but to one act, I did not care. But to be seen to rise, go away, to vex the players and to punish their poet. Keep him in awe.
But say that he be one, will not be awed, but laugh at you. How then?
Then he shall pay for his dinner himself.
Perhaps he would do that twice, or rather than thank you, come get the devil out of your head, my lord, I'll call you so in private still, and take your lordship in your mind. You were, sweet lord, in talk to bring a business to the office.
Yes?
Why should not you, sir, carry it on yourself, before the office be up, and show the world you had no need of any man's direction, in point, sir, of sufficiency? I speak against a kinsman, but as one that tenders your grace's good.
I thank you. To proceed.
To publication. Have your deed drawn presently, and leave a blank to put in your fifees, 1, 2, or more, as you see cause.
I thank you. Heartily I do thank you. Not a word more. I pray you, as you love me. Let me alone, that I could not think of this as well as he. Oh, I could beat my infinite blockhead.
Exeunt. Scene 2. The lane near the Lady Tailbush's house. Enter Meercraft, followed by Pug.
Come, we must this way.
How far is it?
Hard by here, over the way.
They cross over.
Now to achieve this ring from this same fellow, that is, to assure it before he give it. Though my Spanish lady be a young gentleman of means and scorn to share, as he doth say, I do not know how such a toy may tempt his ladyship, and therefore I think best it be assured.
Sir, be the ladies brave we go unto?
Oh, yes.
And shall I see them and speak to them?
What else?
Enter Trains.
Have you your false beard about you, Trains?
Yes.
And is this one of your double cloaks?
The best of them.
Be ready, then.
Exeunt. Scene 3. A hall in Lady Tailbush's house. Enter Meercraft and Pug, met by Pitfall.
Sweet Pitfall, come, I must buss.
Offers to kiss her.
Away!
I'll set thee up again, never fear that. Canst thou get near a bird? No thrushes hungry? Stay till cold weather come, I'll help thee to an ousel or a fieldfare. Who's within with madam?
I'll tell you straight.
Exit hastily.
Please you stay here a while, sir, I'll go in.
Exit.
I do so long to have a little venery while I am in this body. I would taste of every sin a little, if it might be after the manner of man. Sweetheart.
Re-enter Pitfall.
What would you, sir?
Pug runs to her.
Nothing but fall into you. Be your blackbird, my pretty Pit, as the gentleman said, your throstle, lie tame and taken with you. Here is gold, to buy you so much new stuffs from the shop, as I may take the old up.
Enter Trains in his false beard and cloak.
You must send, sir, the gentleman the ring.
There 'tis.
Exit Trains.
Nay, look, will you be foolish, Pit?
This is strange rudeness.
Dear Pit.
I'll call, I swear.
Enter Meercraft.
Where are you, sir? Is your ring ready? Go with me.
Huh? I sent it to you.
Me? When? By whom?
A fellow here, even now, came for it in your name.
I sent none, sure. My meaning ever was you should deliver it yourself. So was your master's charge, you know.
Re-enter Trains, dressed as at first.
What fellow was it? Do you know him?
Here, but now, he had it.
Saw you any Trains?
Not I.
The gentlewoman saw him.
Inquire.
Pug aside.
was so earnest upon her I marked not. My devilish chief has put me here in flesh to shame me. This dull body I am in, I perceive nothing with. I offer at nothing that will succeed.
Sir, she saw none, she says.
Pug aside.
Satan himself has taken a shape to abuse me. It could not be else.
This is above strange, that you should be so reckless. What will you do, sir? How will you answer this when you are questioned?
Pug aside.
Oh, run from my flesh if I could. Put off mankind. This is such a scorn, and will be a new exercise for my archduke. Woe to the several cudgels must suffer on this back. Can you no succour, sir?
Alas, the use of it is so present.
I ask, sir, credit for another, but till tomorrow.
There is not so much time, sir. But, however, the lady is a noble lady, and will, to save a gentleman from check, be entreated to say she has received it.
Do you think so? Will she be won?
No doubt to such an office it will be a lady's bravery and her pride.
And not be known on it after unto him?
That were a treachery. Upon my word, be confident. Return unto your master. My Lady President sets this afternoon, has ta'en this ring, commends her services unto your Lady Duchess. You may say she is a civil lady, and does give her all her respects already. Bid you tell her she lives but to receive her wished commandments, and have the honour here to kiss her hands, for which she'll stay this hour yet. Hasten you your prince away.
And, sir, you will take care the excuse be perfect.
You confess your fears too much.
The shame is more.
I'll quit you of either.
Exeunt. End of Act 3.
Act 4 of The Devil is an Ass by Ben Jonson. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Scene 1. A room in Lady Tailbush's house. Enter Lady Tailbush and Meercraft.
A pox upon referring to commissioners. I had rather hear that it were past the seals. You courtiers move so snail-like in your business. Would I had not begun with you.
We must move, madam, in order, by degrees, not jump.
Why, there was Sir John Moneyman could jump a business quickly.
True, he had great friends, but because some, sweet madam, can leap ditches, we must not all shun to go over bridges. The harder parts, I make account, are done, now 'tis referred. You are infinitely bound unto the ladies, they have so cried it up.
Do they like it, then?
They have sent the Spanish lady to gratulate with you.
I must send them thanks and some remembrances.
That you must, and visit them. Where's Ambler?
Lost today. We cannot hear of him.
Not, madam?
No, in good faith. They say he lay not at home tonight, and here has fallen a business between your cousin and Master Manly, has unquieted us all.
So I hear, madam. Pray you, how was it?
Troth, it but appears ill on your kinsman's part. You may have heard that Manly is a suitor to me, I doubt not.
I guessed it, madam.
And it seems he trusted your cousin to let fall some fair reports of him unto me.
Which he did.
So far from it, as he came in and took him railing against him.
How? And what said Manly to him?
Enough, I do assure you. And with that scorn of him and the injury, as I do wonder how Everil bore it. But that guilt undoes many men's valours.
Enter Manly.
Here comes Manly.
Madam, I'll take my leave.
You shall not go, in faith. I'll have you stay and see this Spanish miracle of our English lady.
Let me pray your ladyship, lay your commands on me some other time.
Now I protest, and I will have all peace and friends again.
It will be but ill-soldered.
You are too much affected with it.
I cannot, madam, but think on it for the injustice.
Sir, his kinsman here is sorry.
Not I, madam. I am no kin to him. We but call cousins, and if he were, sir, I have no relation unto his crimes.
You are not urged with them? I can accuse, sir, none but mine own judgment. For though it were his crime so to betray me, I am sure 'twas more mine own at all to trust him. But he therein did use but his old manners, and savour strongly what he was before.
Come, he will change.
Faith, I must never think it. Nor were it reason in me to expect that, for my sake, he should put off a nature he sucked in with his milk. It may be, madam, deceiving trust is all he has to trust to. If so, I shall be loath that any hope of mine should bate him of his means.
You are sharp, sir. This act may make him honest.
If he were to be made honest by an act of Parliament, I should not alter in my faith of him.
Enter Lady Eitherside.
Eitherside! Welcome, dear Eitherside. How hast thou done, good wench? Thou hast been a stranger. I have not seen thee this week.
Ever your servant, madam.
Where hast thou been? I did so long to see thee.
Visiting, and so tired. I protest, madam, 'tis a monstrous trouble.
And so it is. I swear I must tomorrow begin my visits. Would they were over at court. It tortures me to think on them.
I do hear. You have cause, madam. Your suit goes on.
Who told thee?
One that can tell. Master Eitherside.
Oh, thy husband. Yes, faith, there's life in it now. It is referred. If we once see it under the seals, wench, then have with them for the great carriage 6 horses and the 2 coachmen with my Ambler bear and my 3 women. We will live in faith the examples of the town and govern it. I'll lead the fashion still.
You do that now, sweet madam.
Oh, but then I'll every day bring up some new device. Thou and I, Eitherside, will first be in it. I will give it thee, and they shall follow us. Thou shalt, I swear, wear every month a new gown out of it.
Thank you, good madam.
Pray thee call me Tailbush, as I thee Eitherside. I love not this madam.
Then I protest to you, Tailbush. I am glad your business so succeeds.
Thank thee, good Eitherside.
But Master Eitherside tells me that he likes your other business better.
Which?
Of the toothpicks.
I never heard of it.
Ask Master Meercraft.
Madam.
Aside to Manly.
He is one, in a word, I'll trust his malice with any man's credit I would have abused.
Sir, if you think you do please me in this, you are deceived.
No, but because my lady named him my kinsman, I would satisfy you what I think of him, and pray you upon it to judge me.
So I do. That ill men's friendship is as unfaithful as themselves.
Do you hear? Have you a business about toothpicks?
Yes, madam. Did I ne'er tell it you? I meant to have offered it, your ladyship, on the perfecting the patent.
How is it?
For serving the whole state with toothpicks, somewhat an intricate business to discourse, but I show how much the subject is abused, first, in that one commodity, then what diseases and putrefactions in the gums are bred by those are made of adulterate and false wood. my plot for reformation of these fellows, to have all toothpicks brought unto an office, there sealed, and such as counterfeit them mulleted, and last for venting them to have a book printed to teach their use, which every child shall have throughout the kingdom that can read, and learn to pick his teeth by, which, beginning early to practice, with some other rules of never sleeping with the mouth open, chewing some grains of mastic, will preserve the breath pure and so free from taint.
Enter Trains and whispers him.
Ha, what is't, sayest thou?
Good faith, it sounds a very pretty business.
So Master Eitherside says, madam.
The lady is come.
Is she? Good. Wait upon her in.
Exit Meercraft.
My Ambler was never so ill absent. Eitherside, how do I look today? Am I not dressed sprantly?
Looks in her glass.
Yes, verily, madam.
Poxum, madam, will you not leave that?
Yes, good Tailbush.
So, sounds not that better? What vile fugus is this thou hast got on?
'Tis pearl.
Pearl? Oyster shells. As I breathe either side, I know it. Here comes, they say, a wonder Sirrah has been in Spain, will teach us all. She's sent to me from court, to gratulate with me. Prithee, let's observe her, what faults she has, that we may laugh at them when she is gone.
That we will heartily, Tailbush.
Re-enter Meercraft, introducing Wittipol, dressed as a Spanish lady.
Oh me, the very infanta of the giants.
Here is a noble lady, madam, come from your great friends at court to see your ladyship, and have the honour of your acquaintance.
Sir, she does us honour.
Pray you, say to her ladyship, it is the manner of Spain to embrace only, never to kiss. She will excuse the custom.
Your use of it is law. Please you, sweet madam, to take a seat.
Yes, madam, I have had the favour, through a world of fair report, to know your virtues, madam, and in that name have desired the happiness of presenting my service to your ladyship.
Your love, madam, I must not own it else.
Both are due, madam, to your great undertakings.
Great. In troth, madam, they are my friends that think them anything, if I can do my sex by 'em any service. I have my ends, madam.
And they are noble ones that make a multitude beholden, madam. The commonwealth of ladies must acknowledge from you.
Except some envious, madam.
You are right in that, madam, of which race I encountered some but lately, who, it seems, have studied reasons to discredit your business.
How, sweet madam?
Nay, the parties will not be worth of your pause. Most ruinous things, madam, that have put off all hope of being recovered to a degree of handsomeness.
But their reasons, madam, I would fain hear.
Some, madam, I remember. They say that painting quite destroys the face.
Oh, that's an old one, madam.
There are new ones, too. Corrupts the breath, hath left so little sweetness in kissing as 'tis now used but for fashion, and shortly will be taken for a punishment. Decays the foreteeth that should guard the tongue, and suffers that run riot everlasting. And, which is worse, some ladies when they meet cannot be merry and laugh, but they do spit in one another's faces.
Manly. Aside.
I should know this voice, and face too.
Then, they say, 'tis dangerous to all the fallen, yet well-disposed madams that are industrious, and desire to earn their living with their sweat, for any distemper of heat and motion may displace the colours, and if the paint once run about their faces, 20 to 1 they will appear so ill-favoured their servants run away too, and leave the pleasure imperfect, and the reckoning also unpaid.
Pox! These are poets' reasons.
Some old lady that keeps a poet has devised these scandals.
Faith, we must have the poets banished, madam, as Master Eitherside says.
Master Fitzdottrel and his wife.
Where?
Enter Mr. and Mrs. Fitzdottrel, followed by Pug. Meercraft to Wittipol.
Madam, the Duke of Drownedland that will be shortly.
Is this my lord?
The same.
Your servant, madam.
Wittipol takes Manly aside.
How now, friend, offended that I have found your haunt here?
No, but wondering at your strange fashioned venture hither.
It is to show you what they are you so pursue.
I think 'twill prove a medicine against marriage to know their manners.
Stay, and profit then.
The lady, madam, whose princess brought her here to be instructed.
Presents Mrs. Fitzdottrel.
Please, you sit with us, lady?
That's Lady President.
A goodly woman! I cannot see the ring, though.
Sir, she has it.
But, madam, these are very feeble reasons.
So I urged, madam, that the new complexion now to come forth, in name of your ladyship's fucus, has no ingredient.
But I durst eat, I assure you.
So do they in Spain.
Sweet madam, be so liberal to give us some of your Spanish fucuses.
They are infinite, madam.
So I hear.
They have water of gourds, of radish, the white beans, flowers of glass, of thistles, rosemary, raw honey, mustard seed, and bread dough baked, the crumbs of bread, goat's milk, and whites of eggs, camphor and lily roots, the fat of swans, marrow of veal, white pigeons, and pine kernels, the seeds of nettles purslane, and hare's gall, lemons thin-skinned.
How her ladyship has studied all excellent things.
But ordinary, madam. No, the true rarities are the Avangada and Argentata of Queen Isabella.
Aye, what are their ingredients, gentle madam?
Your alum scagliola, or Pol di Pedra, and Saccarino, turpentine of Albezzo, washed in 9 waters, soda de Levante, or your fern ashes, Benjamin de Gotta, Crasso de Serpa, Porcelato Marino, oils of Lantisco, Sochimogia make the admirable varnish for the face, gives the right lustre, but 2 drops rubbed on with a piece of scarlet makes a lady of 60 look as 16. But above all, the water of the white hen, of the Lady Estefania's.
Oh, aye, that same, good madam, I have heard of. How is it done?
Madam, you take your hen, plume it, and skin it, cleanse it of the innards, then chop it, bones and all. Add to 4 ounces of caravicins, papitas, soap of cypress, make the decoction, strain it, then distill it, and keep it in your gallipot well gildered. 3 drops preserves from wrinkles, warts, spots, moles, blemish, or sunburthings, and keeps the skin in decimo sexto, ever bright and smooth as any looking-glass, and indeed is called the Virgin's milk for the face, olio reale. Acherus neither cold nor heat will hurt, and mix it with oil of myrrh and the red gillyflower called catapultia, and the flowers of rovistico, makes the best muta or dye of the whole world.
Dear madam, will you let us be familiar?
Your ladyship's servant.
How do you like her?
Admirable, but yet I cannot see the ring.
Sir.
Meercraft, aside.
I must deliver it, or mar all this fool so jealous. Madam.
Whispers Wittipol.
Sir, wear this ring, and pray you take knowledge 'twas sent you by his wife, and give her thanks.
Aside to Pug.
Do not you dwindle, sir. Bear up.
Oh, thank you, sir.
But for the manner of Spain, sweet madam, let us be bold. Now we are in. Are all the ladies there in the fashion?
None but grandees, madam, of the clasped train, which may be worn at length too, or thus upon my arm.
And do they wear chopinos all?
If they be dressed in punto, madam.
Gilt as those are, madam?
Of goldsmith work, madam, and set with diamonds, and their Spanish pumps of perfumed leather.
I should think it hard to go in them, madam.
At the first it is, madam.
Do you never fall in them?
Never.
I swear I should. 6 times an hour.
But you have men at hand still to help you, if you fall.
Only one, madam, the Garduenas, such a little old man as this.
Points to trains.
Alas, he can do nothing, this.
I'll tell you, madam, I saw in the court of Spain once a lady fall in the king's sight along. And there she lay flat spread as an umbrella her hooped there cracked. No man durst reach a hand to help her, till the Garduenas came, who is the person only allowed to touch the lady there, and he but by this finger.
Have they no servants, madam, there, nor friends?
An escudero or so, madam, that waits upon them in another coach at distance, and when they walk or dance, holds by a handkerchief, never presumes to touch them.
This is scurvy, and a forced gravity. I do not like it. I like our own much better.
'Tis more French, and courtly ours.
And tastes more liberty. We may have our dozens of visitors at once, make love to us.
And before our husbands.
Husband? As I am honest, Tailbush, I do think, if nobody should love me but my poor husband, I should e'en hang myself.
Fortune forbid, wench, so fair a neck should have so foul a necklace.
'Tis true, as I am handsome.
I received, lady, a token from you, which I would not be rude to refuse, being your first remembrance.
Fitzdottrel, aside to Meercraft.
Oh, I am satisfied now.
Do you see it, sir?
But since you come to know me nearer, lady, I beg the honour you will wear it for me. It must be so.
Gives the ring to Mrs. Fitzdottrel. Mrs. Fitzdottrel, aside.
Sure I have heard this tongue.
Meercraft, aside to Wittipol.
What do you mean, sir?
Would you have me be mercenary? We'll recompense it anon in somewhat else.
Exeunt Meercraft and trains.
I do not love to be gulled, though in a toy. Wife, do you hear?
Takes Mrs. Fitzdottrel aside.
You are come into the school, wife, where you may learn, I do perceive it, anything. How to be fine, or fair, or great, or proud, what you will, indeed, wife. Here 'tis taught, and I am glad on't that you may not say another day, when honours come upon you, you wanted means. I have done my parts, been to-day at £50 charge. First for a ring to get you entered, then left my new play to wait upon you here, to see it confirmed, that I may say, both to mine eyes and ears, senses, you are my witness, she hath enjoyed all helps that could be had for love or money.
To make a fool of her.
Wife, that's your malice, the wickedness of your nature, to interpret your husband's kindness thus. But I'll not leave still to do good for your depraved affections. Intend it. Bend this stubborn will. Be great.
Good madam, whom do they use in messages?
They commonly use their slaves, madam.
And does your ladyship think that so good, madam?
No, indeed, madam. I therein prefer the fashion of England far, of your young delicate page, or discreet usher.
And I go with your ladyship in opinion, directly for your gentleman usher. There's not a finer officer goes on ground.
If he could be made and broken to his place once.
Nay, so I presuppose him.
And they are fitter managers too, sir. But I would have them called our escuderos.
Good.
Say I should send to your ladyship, who, I presume, has gathered all the dear secrets to know how to make pastillos of the Duchess of Braganza, coquetas, almionavanas, mantecadas, alcorreas, mustacazzioli, or, say it were, the pellador of Isabel, or balls against the itch, or aquananfa, or oil of jasmine for gloves a la Marquesa Muja, or for the head and hair. Why, these are offices.
Fit for a gentleman, not a slave.
They only might ask for your pivetta, Spanish coal to burn and sweeten a room. But the arcana of ladies' cabinets
should be elsewhere trusted. You are much about the truth. Sweet honoured ladies, let me fall in with you. I have my female wit as well as my male, and I do know what suits a lady of spirit or a woman of fashion.
And you would have your wife such?
Yes, madam, airy, light. Not to plain dishonesty, I mean, but somewhat on the side.
I take you, sir. He has reasons, lady. I'll not give this rush for any lady that cannot be honest within a thread.
Yes, madam, and yet venture as far for the other in her fame.
As can be, go to Pimlico, dance the saraband, hear and talk bawdy, laugh as loud as alarum, squeak, spring, do anything.
In young company, madam.
Or afore gallants, if they be brave or lords. A woman is engaged.
I say so, ladies. It is civility to deny us nothing.
Pug, aside.
You talk of a university. Why, hell is a grammar school to this.
But then, she must not lose a look on stuffs or cloth, madam.
Nor no coarse fellow.
She must be guided, madam, by the clothes he wears and the company he is in, whom to salute. How far?
I have told her this, and how that bawdry too upon the point is in itself as civil a discourse.
As any other affair of the flesh whatever.
But she will never be capable. She is not so much as coming, madam. I know not how she loses all her opportunities with hoping to be forced. I have entertained a gentleman, a younger brother here, whom I would fain breed up her escudero against some expectations that I have, and she'll not countenance him.
What's his name?
Devil of Derbyshire.
Bless us from him!
Devil? Call him Deville, sweet madam.
What you please, ladies.
Deville's a prettier name.
And sounds, methinks, as it came in with the Conqueror.
Over smocks. What things they are, that nature should be at leisure ever to make them. My wooing is at an end.
Aside and exit with indignation.
What can he do?
Let's hear him.
Can he manage?
Please you to try him, ladies. Stand forth, devil.
Pug, aside.
Oh, was all this but the preface to my torment?
Come, let their ladyships see your honours.
Oh, he makes a wicked leg.
As ever I saw.
Fit for a devil.
Good madam, call him Deville.
Deville? What property is there most required in your conceit now, and the escudero?
Why do you not speak?
A settled, discreet pace, madam.
I think a barren head, sir, mountain-like, to be exposed to the cruelty of weathers.
Ay, for his valley is beneath the waste, madam, and to be fruitful there, it is sufficient. Downless upon you! Could not you hit this?
Strikes him.
Good sir!
He then had no barren head. You draw him too much in troth, sir.
I must walk with the French stick, like an old verger for you.
Pug, aside.
Oh, chief, call me to hell again and free me.
Do you murmur now?
Not I, sir.
What do you take, Master Deville? The height of your employment in the true perfect escudero?
When? What do you answer?
To be able, madam, first to enquire, then report the working of any lady's physic in sweet phrase.
Yes, that's an act of elegance and importance. But what above?
Oh, that I had a goad for him.
To find out a good corn-cutter.
Out on him.
Most barbarous.
Why did you do this now? Have purpose to discredit me, you damned devil?
Oh, sure, if I be not yet, I shall be.
Aside.
All my days in hell were holidays to this.
'Tis labour lost, madam.
He is a dull fellow, of no capacity.
Of no discourse. Oh, if my Ambler had been here.
Ay, madam, you talk of a man. Where is there such another?
Master Deville, put case one of my ladies here had a fine broch, and would implore you forth to treat about a convenient match for her. What would you observe?
The colour and the size, madam.
And nothing else?
The moon, you calf, the moon!
Ay, and the sign.
Yes, and receipts for proneness.
Then when the puppies came, what would you do?
Get their nativities cast?
This is well. What more?
Consult the almanac man which would be least, which cleanliest.
And which silentest? That is well, madam. And while she were with puppy?
Walk her out, and air her every morning.
Very good. And be industrious to kill her fleas?
Yes.
He will make a pretty proficient.
Pug, aside.
Who coming from hell could look for such a catechizing? The devil is an ass, I do acknowledge it.
Fitzdottrel, aside and looking at Wittipol.
The top of woman, all her sex in abstract. Ooh, I love her, to each syllable falls from her.
Good madam, give me leave to go aside with him and try him a little.
Do, and I'll withdraw, madam, with this fair lady, read to her the while.
Come, sir.
Pug, aside.
Oh, dear chief, relieve me, or I perish.
A lady will follow. You are not jealous, sir?
Oh, madam, you shall see. Stay, wife. Behold, I give her up here absolutely to you. She is your own. Do with her what you will. Melt, cast, and form her as you shall think good. Set any stamp on. I'll receive her from you as a new thing by your own standard.
Exit.
Well, sir.
Exit Wittipol with Mrs. Fitzdottrel and Tailbush, and either side with Pug. Scene 2. Another room in the same. Enter Meercraft and Fitzdottrel.
But what have you done in your dependent sense?
Oh, it goes on. I met your cousin, the master.
You did not acquaint him, sir?
Faith, but I did, sir, and upon better thought, not without reason. He being chief officer might have taken it ill else, as a contempt against his place, and that in time, sir, have drawn on another dependence. No, I did find him in good terms, and ready to do me any service.
So he said to you, but, sir, you do not know him.
Why, I presumed, because this business of my wife's required me, I could not have done better. And he told me that he would go presently to your council, a night here in the lane.
Yes, Justice Eitherside.
And get the fiefment drawn, with a letter of attorney for livery and season.
That I knows the course, but, sir, you mean not to make him feffy?
Nay, that I'll pause on.
Enter Pitfall.
How now, little Pitfall?
Your cousin, Master Everill, would come in, but he would know if Master Manly were here.
No, tell him, if he were, I have made his peace.
Exit Pitfall.
He's one, sir, has no state, and a man knows not how such a trust may tempt him.
I conceive you.
Enter Everill and Plutarchus.
Sir, the same deed is done here.
Pretty Plutarchus, art thou come with it, and has Sir Paul viewed it?
His hand is to the draught.
Will you step in, sir, and read it?
Yes.
Everill, aside to Fitzdottrel.
I pray you, sir, a word with you. Sir Paul Eitherside will me to give you caution, whom you did make filthy. For 'tis the trust of your whole state. And though my cousin here be a worthy gentleman, yet he feller has at the tall board been questioned, and we hold any man so impeached of doubtful honesty. I will not justify this, but give it you to make your profit of it. If you utter it, I can forswear it.
I believe you, and thank you, sir.
Exit. Scene 3. Another room in the same. Enter Wittipol and Mrs. Fitzdottrel.
Be not afraid, sweet lady. You are trusted to love, not violence, here. I am no ravisher, but one whom you, by your fair trust again, may of a servant make a most true friend.
Manly enters behind.
And such a one I need, but not this way. Sir, I confess me to you, the mere manner of your attempting me this morning took me, and I did hold my invention and my manners were both engaged to give it a requital, but not unto your ends. My hope was then, though interrupted ere it could be uttered, that whom I found the master of such language, that brain and spirit for such an enterprise could not, But if those succours were demanded to right use, employ them virtuously, and make that profit of his noble parts which they would yield. Sir, you have now the ground to exercise them in. I am a woman that cannot speak more wretchedness of myself than you can read, matched to a mass of folly that every day makes haste to his own ruin. The wealthy portion that I brought him spent, and through my friend's neglect no jointure made me. My fortunes standing in this precipice, 'tis counsel that I want, and honest aids. And in this name I need you for a friend, never in any other, for his ill must not make me, sir, worse.
Manly comes forward.
O friend, forsake not the brave occasion virtue offers you to keep you innocent. I have feared for both, and watched you, to prevent the ill I feared. But since the weaker side hath so assured me, let not the stronger fall by his own vice, or be the less a friend, 'cause virtue needs him.
Virtue shall never ask my succours twice. Most friend, most man, your counsels are commands. Lady, I can love goodness in you more than I did beauty, and do here entitle your virtue to the power upon a life you shall engage in any fruitful service, even to forfeit.
Enter Meercraft.
Madam.
Aside to Whitipole.
Do you hear, sir? We have another leg straying for this Dottrel. He has a quarrel to carry, and has caused a deed of feifment on his whole estate to be drawn yonder. He hast within, and you only he means to make feffy. He has fallen so desperately enamoured on you, and talks most like a madman. You did never hear a frenetic so in love with his own favour. Now you do know 'tis of no validity in your name as you stand, therefore advise him to put in me.
Enter Fitzdottrel, Everil, and Plutarchus.
He's come here. You shall share, sir.
Madam, I have a suit to you, and aforehand I do bespeak you. You must not deny me. I will be granted.
Sir, I must know it, though.
No, lady, you must not know it. Yet you must too, for the trust of it, and the fame indeed which else were lost me. I would use your name, but in a feifment, make my whole estate over unto you. A trifle, a thing of nothing, some 1800.
Alas, I understand not those things, sir. I am a woman, and most loath to embark myself.
You will not slight me, madam.
Nor you'll not quarrel me?
No, no, sweet madam. I have already a dependence, for which cause I do this. Let me put you in, dear madam. I may be fairly killed.
You have your friends, sir, about you here for choice.
She tells you right, sir.
Death, if she do, what do I care for that? Say, I would have her tell me wrong.
Why, sir, if for the trust you'll let me have the honour to name you one.
Nay, you do me the honour, madam. Who is it?
This gentleman.
Pointing to Manly.
Oh, no, sweet madam. He's friend to him with whom I have the dependence.
Who might he be?
One Whitipole. Do you know him?
Alas, sir, he? A toy. This gentleman a friend to him? No more than I am, sir.
But will your ladyship undertake that, madam?
Yes, and what else for him you will engage me?
What is his name?
His name is Eustace Manly.
Whence does he write himself?
Of Middlesex, Esquire.
Say nothing, madam.
To Plutarchus.
Clerk, come hither. Write Eustace Manly, Squire of Middlesex.
Meercraft. Aside to Whitipole.
What have you done, sir?
Named a gentleman that I'll be answerable for to you, sir. Had I named you, it might have been suspected. This way 'tis safe.
Come, gentlemen, your hands for witness.
What is this?
You have made election of a most worthy gentleman.
Would one of worth had spoke it. But now whence it comes, it is rather a shame unto me than a praise.
Sir, I will give you any satisfaction.
Be silent, then. Falsehood commends not truth.
You do deliver this, sir, as your deed, to the use of Master Manly?
Yes, And, sir,
To Manly.
when did you see young Whitipol? I am ready for process now. Sir, this is publication. He shall hear from me. He would needs be courting my wife, sir.
Yes, so witnesseth his cloak there.
Nay, good sir. Madam, you did undertake
What?
that he was not Whitipol's friend.
I hear, sir, no confession of it.
Oh, she knows not. Oh, now I remember. Madam, this young Whitipol would have debauched my wife, and made me cuckold thorough a casement. He did fly her home to mine own window. But I think I sauced him, and ravished her away out of his pounces. I've sworn to have him by the ears. I fear the toy will not do me right.
No, that were a pity. What right do you ask, sir? Here he is will do't you.
Discovers himself.
Oh! Whitipol!
Ay, sir, no more lady now, nor Spaniard.
No, indeed. 'Tis Whitipol.
Am I the thing I feared?
A cuckold? No, sir, but you were late in possibility, I'll tell you so much.
But your wife's too virtuous.
We'll see her, sir, at home, and leave you here, to be made Duke of Shoreditch with a project.
Thieves! Ravishers!
Cry but another note, sir, I'll mar the tune of your pipe.
Give me my deed, then.
Neither. That shall be kept for your wife's good, who will know better how to use it.
Ha! To feast you with my land?
Sir, be you quiet, or I shall gag you ere I go. Consult your master of dependencies, how to make this a second business. You have time, sir.
Baffles him and exit with Manly.
Oh, what will the ghost of my wise grandfather, my learned father, with my worshipful mother, think of me now, that left me in this world in state to be their heir, that am become a cuckold and an ass, and my wife's ward, likely to lose my land, have my throat cut, all by her practice.
Sir, we are all abused.
And be so still. What? Who hinders you, I pray you? Let me alone. I would enjoy myself, and be the Duke of drowned land you have made me.
Sir, we must play an after game of this.
But I am not in case to be a gamester, I tell you once again.
You must be ruled and take some counsel.
Sir, I do hate counsel, as I do hate my wife, my wicked wife.
But we may think how to recover all if you will act.
I will not think, nor act, nor yet recover. Do not talk to me. I'll run out of my wits rather than hear. I will be what I am, Fabian Fitzdottrel, though all the world say nay to it.
Exit.
Let us follow him.
Exeunt. End of Act 4. Act 5 of The Devil is an Ass by Ben Jonson. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Scene 1. A room in Tailbush's house. Enter Ambler and Pitfall.
But has my lady missed me?
Beyond telling. Here has been that infinity of strangers, and then she would have had you to have sampled you with one within that they are now a-teaching, and thus pretend to your rank.
Good fellow Pitfall, tell Master Meercraft I entreat a word with him.
Exit Pitfall.
This most unlucky accident will go near to be the loss of my place. I am in doubt.
Enter Meercraft.
With me? What say you, Master Ambler?
Sir, I would beseech your worship, stand between me and my lady's displeasure for my absence.
Oh, is that all? I warrant you.
I would tell you, sir, but how it happened.
Brief, good Master Ambler. Put yourself to your rack, for I have task of more importance.
Sir, you'll laugh at me, but so is truth. A very friend of mine, finding by conference with me that I lived too chaste for my complexion, And indeed, too honest for my place, sir, did advise me, if I did love myself, as that I do, I must confess,
Spare your parenthesis.
to give my body a little evacuation.
Well, and you went to a whore?
No, sir, I durst not, for fear it might arrive at somebody's ear it should not. Trust myself to a common house. But got the gentlewoman to go with me, and carry your bedding to a conduit head, hard by the place Lord Tyburn, which they call my Lord Mayor's banqueting house. Now, sir, this morning was execution. I never dreamt on it, till I heard the noise of the people and the horses, and neither I nor the poor gentlewoman durst stir till all was done and past, so that in the interim we fell asleep again.
Nay, if you fall from your gallop, I am gone, sir.
But when I waked to put on my clothes, a suit I made new for the action, it was gone, and all my money, with my purse, my seals, my hard-wax, and my table books, my studies, and a fine new device I had to carry my pen and ink, my civet, and my toothpicks, all under one. But that which grieved me was the gentlewoman's shoes, with a pair of roses and garters I had given her for the business, so as that made us stay till it was dark, for I was fain to lend her mine, and walk in a rug by her barefoot to St. Giles.
A kind of Irish penance, is this all, sir?
To satisfy my lady.
I will promise you, sir.
I have told the true disaster.
I cannot stay to you, sir, to condole, but gratulate your return.
Exit.
An honest gentleman, but he's never at leisure to be himself. He has such tides of business.
Exit. Scene 2. Another room in the same. Enter Pug.
Oh, call me home again, dear chief, and put me to yoking foxes, milking of he-goats, pounding of water in a mortar, laving the sea dry with a nutshell, gathering all the leaves are fallen this autumn, drawing farts out of dead bodies, making ropes of sand, catching the winds together in a net, mustering of ants and numbering atoms. All that hell and you thought exquisite torments, rather than stay me here a thought more. I would sooner keep fleas within a circle, and be a Compton 1,000 years which of them, and how far, outleap the other, than endure a minute such as I have within. There is no hell to a lady of fashion. All your tortures there are pastimes to it. 'Twould be a refreshing for me to be in the fire again, from hence.
Enter Ambler and surveys him. Ambler, aside.
This is my suit, and those the shoes and roses.
They have such impertinent vexations, a general council of devils could not hit.
Seize Ambler. Aside.
This is he I took asleep with his wench, and borrowed his clothes. What might I do to balk him?
Do you hear, sir?
Pug, aside.
Answer him, but not to the purpose.
What is your name, I pray you, sir?
Is't so late, sir?
I ask not of the time, but of your name, sir.
I thank you, sir. Yes, it does hold, sir, certain.
Hold, sir. What holds? I must both hold and talk to you about these clothes.
A very pretty lace, but the tailor cozened me.
No, I am cozened by you, robbed.
Why, when you please, sir, I am for 3 gleek your man.
Pox, O your gleek, and 3 Give me an answer.
Sir, my master is the best at it.
Your master? Who is your master?
Let it be Friday night.
What should be then?
Your best songs, Tom o' Bethlehem.
I think you are he. Does he mock me, trow, from purpose, or do I not speak to him what I mean? Good sir, your name?
Only a couple of cocks, sir. If we can get a widgeon, 'tis in season.
He hopes to make one of those skeptics of me. I think I name them right. And does not fly me. I wonder at that. 'Tis a strange confidence. I'll prove another way to draw his answer.
Exeunt severally. Scene 3. A room in Fitzdottrel's house. Enter Meercraft, Fitzdottrel, and Everill.
It is the easiest thing, sir, to be done, as plain as fizzling. Roll but with your eyes, and foam at the mouth. A little castle soap will do it, to rub your lips, and then a nutshell with toe and touchwood in it to spit fire. Did you ne'er read, sir, little Darrell's tricks with the boy of Burton, and the 7 in Lancashire summers at Nottingham? All these do teach it, and will give out, sir, that your wife has bewitched you.
In practice with those two as sorcerers.
And give you potions, by which means you were not compos mentis when you made your fifement. There's no recovery of your state, but this, sir, will sting.
And move in a court of equity.
For it is more than manifest that this was a plot of your wives to get your land.
I think it.
Sir, it appears.
Nay, and my cousin has known these gallants in these shapes.
Do have done strange things, sir. One as a lady, the other as a squire.
How a man of honesty may be fooled. I thought him a very lady.
So did I. Renounce me else.
But this way, sir, you'll be revenged at height.
Upon 'em all.
Yes, faith, and since your wife has run the way of women thus, e'en give her...
Lost by this hand to me, dead to all joys of her dear Dottrel. I shall never pity her that could not pity herself.
Princely resolved, sir, and like yourself still in potentia.
Enter Gilthead, Plutarchus, Sledge, and sergeants.
Gilthead, what news?
Oh, sir, my 100 pieces. Let me have them yet.
Yes, sir. Officers, arrest him.
Me?
I arrest you.
Keep the peace, I charge you, gentlemen.
Arrest me? Why?
For better security, sir. My son Plutarchus assures me you are not worth a groat.
Pardon me, father. I said his worship had no foot of land left, and that I'll justify, for I writ the deed.
Have you these tricks in the city?
Yes, and more. Arrest this gallant, too, here at my suit.
Points to Meercraft.
Aye, and at mine. He owes me for his lodging 2 year and a quarter.
Why, Master Gilthead, landlord, thou art not mad, though thou art constable, puffed up with the pride of the place. Do you hear, sirs? Have I deserved this from you two for all my pains at court, to give you each a patent?
For what?
Upon my project of the forks.
Forks? What be they?
The laudable use of forks, brought into custom here as they are in Italy, to the sparing of napkins, that should have made your bellows go at the forge as his at the furnace. I have procured it, have the signet for it, dealt with the linen drapers on my private, because I fear they were the likeliest ever to stir against, to cross it, for 'twill be a mighty savour of linen through the kingdom, as that is one of my grounds, and to spare washing. Now on you two I had laid all the profits, Gilthead to have the making of all those of gold and silver for the better personages, and you of those of steel for the common sort, and both by patent. I have brought you your seals in, but now you have prevented me, and I thank you.
Sir, I will bear you at mine own apparel.
Nay, choose.
Do you so too, good father?
I like the fashion of the project well. The forks, it may be a lucky one, and is not intricate as one would say, but fit for plain heads as ours to deal in. Do you hear, officers? We discharge you.
Exeunt sergeants.
Why, this shows a little good nature in you, I confess, but do not tempt your friends thus. Little Gilthead, advise your sire, great Gilthead, from these courses, and here to trouble a great man in reversion for a matter of 50 and a false alarm. Away, it shows not well. Let him get the pieces and bring them. You'll hear more else.
Father.
Exeunt Gilthead and Plutarchus. Enter Ambler, dragging in Pug.
Oh, Master Sledge, are you here? I have been to seek you. You are the constable, they say. Here's one that I do charge with felony for the suit he wears, sir.
Who, Master Fitzdottrel's man? Wear what you do, Master Ambler.
Enter Fitzdottrel.
Sir, these clothes I'll swear are mine, and the shoes the gentlewoman's I told you of. And have him afore a justice, I will.
My master, sir, will pass his word for me.
Oh, can you speak to purpose now?
Not I, if you be such a one, sir. I will leave you to your godfathers-in-law. Let 12 men work.
Do you hear, sir, pray, in private?
Takes him aside.
Well, what say you? Brief, for I have no time to lose.
Truth is, sir, I am the very devil, and had leave to take this body I am in to serve you, which was a cut-purse's, and hanged this morning. And it is likewise true I stole this suit to clothe me with. But, sir, let me not go to prison for it. I have hitherto lost time, done nothing, shown indeed no part of my devil's nature. Now I will so help your malice gainst these parties, so advance the business that you have in hand of witchcraft, and your possession as myself were in you, teach you such tricks to make your belly swell, and your eyes turn, to foam, to stare, to gnash your teeth together, and to beat yourself, laugh loud, and feign 6 voices.
Out, you rogue! You most infernal counterfeit wretch! Avaunt! Do you think to gull me with your Aesop's fables? Here, take him to you. I have no part in him.
Sir!
Away! I do disclaim, I will not hear you.
Exit sledge with Pug.
What said he to you, sir?
Like a lying rascal, tell me he was the devil.
How? A good jest.
And that he would teach me such fine devil's tricks for our new resolution.
Oh, pox on him. 'Twas excellent wisely done, sir, not to trust him.
Why, if he were the devil, we shall not need him if you'll be ruled. Go throw yourself on a bed, sir, and feign you ill. We'll not be seen with you till after that you have a fit, and all confirmed within.
To Everill.
Keep you with the 2 ladies, and persuade them I will to Justice Eitherside, and possess him with all. Train shall seek out engine, and they 2 fill the town with. Every cable is to be veered. We must employ out all our emissaries now. Sir, I will send you bladders and bellows. Sir, be confident 'tis no hard thing to outdo the devil in. A boy of 13-year-old made him an ass but t'other day.
Well, I'll begin to practice, and escape the imputation of being cuckolded by mine own act.
You are right.
Exit Fitzdottrel.
Come, you have put yourself to a simple coil here, and your friends, by dealing with new agents in new plots.
No more of that, sweet cousin.
What had you to do with this same Whitipol for a lady?
Question not that, 'tis done.
You had some strain, Bove Ela?
I had indeed.
And now you crack for it.
Do not upbraid me.
Come, you must be told on't. You are so covetous, still to embrace more than you can, that you lose all.
'Tis right. What would make you more than guilty? Now your succours.
Exeunt. Scene 4. A cell in Newgate. Enter Shackles with Pug in chains.
Here you are lodged, sir. You must send your garnish, if you'll be private.
There it is, sir. Leave me.
Exit Shackles.
Ah, to Newgate brought. How is the name of devil discredited in me? What a lost fiend shall I be on return? My chief will roar in triumph now that I have been on earth a day, and done no noted thing, but brought that body back here was hanged out this morning. Ha! Well, would it once were midnight, that I knew my utmost. I think time be drunk and sleeps. He is so still and moves not. I do glory now in my torment. Neither can I expect it. I have it with my fact.
Enter Iniquity.
Child of hell, be thou merry. Put a look on his round, boy, and red as a cherry. Cast care at thy posterns, and firk in thy fetters. They are ornaments, baby. have graced thy betters. Look upon me and hearken, our chief doth salute thee, unless the cold iron should chance to confute thee. He hath sent thee grant parole by me to stay longer, a month here on earth, against cold, child, or hunger.
How? Longer here? A month?
Yes, boy, till this session, that so thou mayst have a triumphal egression.
In a cart to be hanged?
No, child, in a car, the chariot of triumph, which most of them are. And in the meantime to be greasy and bowsy, and nasty and filthy, and ragged and lousy, with damn me, renounce me, in all the fine phrases that bring on to Tyburn the plentiful gazes.
He is a devil, and may be our chief. Oh, the great superior devil, for his malice. Arch-devil, I acknowledge him. He knew what I would suffer when he tied me up thus in a rogue's body, and he has, I thank him, his tyrannous pleasure on me, to confine me to the unlucky carcase of a cut-purse, wherein I could do nothing.
Enter Satan.
Impudent fiend, stop thy lewd mouth. Dost thou not shame and tremble to lay thine own dull, damned defects upon an innocent case there? Why, thou heavy slave, the spirit that did possess that flesh before put more true life in a finger and a thumb than thou in the whole mass. Yet thou rebellest and murmurest. What one proffer hast thou made wicked enough this day that might be called worthy thine own, much less the name that sent thee? First, thou didst help thyself into a beating, promptly, and with it endangerous to thy tongue. A devil, and could not keep a body entire one day? That for our credit, and to vindicate it, hinderest for aught thou knowest a deed of darkness, which was an act of that egregious folly as no one towards the devil could have thought on. This for your acting. But for suffering, why, thou hast been cheated on with a false beard and a turned cloak. Faith, would your predecessor Cut-purse, think you, have been so? Out upon thee! The hurt thou hast done to let men know their strength, and that they are able to outdo a devil put in a body, will for ever be a scar upon our name. Whom hast thou dealt with, woman or man, this day, but have outgone thee some way, and most have proved the better fiends? Yet you would be employed. Yes, hell shall make you provincial of the cheaters, or board ledger for this side of the town. No doubt you'll render a rare account of things, bane of your itch and scratching for employment. I'll have brimstone to allay it sure, and fire to singe your nails off. But that I would not such a damned dishonour stick on our state, as that the devil were hanged, and could not save a body that he took from Tyburn, but it must come thither again. You should e'en ride. But up, away with him.
Iniquity takes him on his back.
Mount, darling of darkness, my shoulders are broad. He that carries the fiend is sure of his load. The devil was wont to carry away the evil, but now the evil outcarries the devil.
Exeunt. A loud explosion, smoke, etc. Enter Shackles and the underkeepers, affrighted.
Oh, me!
What's this?
A piece of Justice Hall is broken down.
For
What a steam of brimstone is here!
The prisoner's dead, came in but now.
Ha! Where?
Look here.
Flynn, I should know his countenance. It is Gil Cutpurse, was hanged out this morning.
'Tis he.
The devil sure has a hand in this.
What shall we do?
Carry the news of it unto the sheriffs.
Unto the justices.
This is strange.
And savours of the devil strongly.
I have the sulphur of hell coal in my nose.
Carry him in.
Away.
How rank it is.
Exeunt with the body. Scene 5. A room in Fitzdottrel's house. Fitzdottrel discovered in bed. Lady Eitherside, Tailbush, Ambler, Trains, and Pitfall standing by him. Enter Sir Paul Eitherside, Meercraft, and Everil.
This was the notablest conspiracy that e'er I heard of.
Sir, they had given him potions that did enamour him on the counterfeit lady.
Just to the time of delivery of the deed.
And then the witchcraft gan to appear, for straight he fell into his fit.
Of rage at first, sir, which since has so increased.
Good Sir Paul, see him, and punish the impostors.
Therefore I come, madam.
Let Master Eitherside alone, madam.
Do you hear? Call in the constable. I will have him by. He's the king's officer. And some citizens of credit. I'll discharge my conscience clearly.
Yes, sir, and send for his wife.
And the 2 sorcerers, by any means.
Exit Ambler.
I thought one a true lady I should be sworn. So did you, Eitherside.
Yes, by that light, would I might ne'er stir else, Tailbush.
And the other a civil gentleman.
But, madam, you know what I told your ladyship.
I now see it. I was providing of a banquet for them, after I had done instructing of the fellow Deville, the gentleman's man.
Who is found a thief, madam, and to have robbed your usher, Master Ambler, this morning.
How?
I'll tell you more anon.
Give me some garlic, 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 garlic.
He begins his fit.
Hark the poor gentleman how he is tormented.
My wife is a whore, I'll kiss her no more. And why mayst not thou be a cuckold as well as I? Ha 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 ha!
That is the devil speaks and laughs in him.
Do you think so, sir?
I discharge my conscience.
And is not the devil good company? Yes, whiz.
How he changes, sir, his voice.
And a cuckold is wherever he put his head. With a young, if his horns be forth, the devil's companion. Look, look, look else.
How he foams.
And swells.
Oh me, what's that there rises in his belly?
A strange thing. Hold it down.
We cannot, madam.
'Tis too apparent, this.
Wittipol, Wittipol.
Enter Wittipol, Manly, and Mrs. Fitzdottrel.
How now? What play have we here?
What fine new matters?
The coxcomb and the coverlet.
O strange impudence that these should come to face their sin.
And our face justice. These are the parties, sir.
Say nothing.
Did you mark, sir, upon their coming in how he called Wittipol?
And never saw them.
I warrant you did I. Let them play a while.
Alas, poor gentleman, how he is tortured.
Mrs. Fitzdottrel goes to him.
Fie, Master Fitzdottrel, what do you mean to counterfeit thus?
Oh, she comes with a needle and thrusts it in. She pulls out that and she puts in a pin. And now, I do not know how, nor where, but she pricks me here, and she pricks me there. Oh, oh!
Woman, forbear.
What, sir?
A practice foul for one so fair.
Hath this, then, credit with you?
Do you believe in it?
Gentlemen, I'll discharge my conscience. 'Tis a clear conspiracy, a dark and devilish practice. I detest it.
The justice sure will prove the merrier man.
This is most strange, sir.
Come not to confront authority with impudence. I tell you, I do detest it.
Re-enter Ambler with Sledge and Gilthead.
Here comes the king's constable, and with him a right worshipful commoner, my good friend, Master Gilthead. I am glad I can before such witnesses profess my conscience and my detestation of it. Horrible, most unnatural, abominable.
They whisper him.
You do not tumble enough.
Wallow Nash.
Oh, how he is vexed.
'Tis too manifest.
Everil to Meercraft.
Give him more soap to foam with. Now, lie still.
And act a little.
What does he now, sir?
Show the taking of tobacco, with which the devil is so delighted. And calls for hum. You takers of strong waters and tobacco, mark this.
Yellow, 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 yellow.
That's starch, the devil's idol of that colour. He ratifies it with clapping of his hands. The proofs are pregnant.
How the devil can act!
He is the master of players, Master Gilthead. And poets too. You heard him talk in rhyme. I had forgotten to observe it to you erewhile.
See? He spits fire!
Oh no, he plays at Figgum. The devil is the author of wicked Figgum.
Why speak you not unto him?
If I had all innocence of man to be endangered, and he could save or ruin it, I'd not breathe a syllable in request to such a fool he makes himself.
Oh, they whisper, whisper, whisper. We shall have more of devils a score to come to dinner, in me the sinner.
Alas, poor gentlemen!
Put them asunder. Keep them one from the other.
Are you frenetic, sir? Or what grave dotage moves you to take part with so much villainy? We are not afraid either of law or trial. Let us be examined what our ends were, with the means to work by, and possibility of those means. Do not conclude against us ere you hear us.
I will not hear you, yet I will conclude out of the circumstances.
Will you so, sir?
Yes, they are palpable.
Not as your folly.
I will discharge my conscience, and do all to the meridian of justice.
You do well, sir.
Provide me to eat 3 or 4 dishes of good meat. I'll feast them in their trains. Adjust his head, and bring show me the first.
The devil loves not justice, there you may see.
A spare rib of my wife, and all's pertinence, a Gilthead whole.
Be not you troubled, sir, the devil speaks it.
Yes, this night, shat, pool, jowl, owl, fowl, crow, bull.
Crambo, another of the devil's games.
Meercraft, aside to Fitzdottrel.
Speak, sir, some Greek if you can. Is not the justice a solemn gamester?
Peace.
Ibi cargodibon, qui trio cargodibon, qui tetrachis, qui pentachis, qui dodecachis, qui myriachis.
He curses in Greek, I think.
Everil, aside to Fitzdottrel.
Your Spanish, yet I taught you.
Quebremos el hoyo de bolas.
You hell, your rest. Let's break his neck in jest, the devil says.
Te gratia, signor mio, se hoy te donare fadamen parte.
What? Would the devil borrow money?
Oui, oui, monsieur. Un pauvre diable. Diableton.
It is the devil, by his several languages.
Enter Shackles with the things found on the body of the cutpurse.
Where's Sir Paul Eitherside?
Here, what's the matter?
Oh, such an accident fallen out at Newgate, sir. A great piece of the prison is rent down. The devil has been there, sir. In the body of the young cutpurse. Was hanged out this morning, but in new clothes, sir. Every one of us know him. These things were found in his pocket.
Those are mine, sir.
I think he was committed on your charge, sir, for a new felony.
Yes.
He's gone, sir, now, and left us the dead body. But withal, sir, such an infernal stink and steam behind. You cannot see St. Pulchre's steeple yet. They smelt it as far as where, as the wind lies, by this time sure.
Fitzdottrel starts up.
Is this upon your credit, friend?
Sir, you may see, and satisfy yourself.
Nay then, 'tis time to leave off counterfeiting. Sir, I am not bewitched, nor have a devil, no more than you. I do defy him. Ay, and did abuse you. These two gentlemen put me upon it. I have faith against him. They taught me all my tricks. I will tell truth and shame the fiend. See here, sir, are my bellows, and my false belly, and my mouse, and all that should have come forth.
Sir, are you not ashamed now of your solemn, serious vanity?
I will make honourable amends to truth.
And so will I. But these are cozeners still, and have my land as plotters with my wife. Who, though she be not a witch, is worse, a whore.
Sir, you belie her. She is chaste and virtuous, and we are honest. I do know no glory a man should hope by venting his own follies, but you'll still be an ass in spite of Providence. Please you go in, sir, and hear truths, then judge 'em, and make amends for your late rashness, when you shall but hear the pains and care was taken to save this fool from ruin, his grace of drowned land.
My land is drowned indeed.
Peace.
And how much his modest and too worthy wife hath suffered by misconstruction from him, you will blush, first for your own belief, more for his actions. His land is his, and never by my friend or by myself meant to another use, but for her succours, who hath equal right if any other had worse counsels in it. I know I speak to those can apprehend me. Let them repent them, and be not detected. It is not manly to take joy or pride in human errors. We do all ill things. They do them worse that love them and dwell there, till the plague comes. The few that have the seeds of goodness left will sooner make their way to a true life by shame than punishment.
He comes forward for the epilogue.
Thus, the Projector here is overthrown. But I have now a project of mine own, if it may pass that no man would invite the poet from us to sup forth tonight, if the play please. If it displeasant be, we do presume that no man will, nor we.
Exeunt. End of Act 5.
End of The Devil is an Ass by Ben Jonson.